All right. Hey, guys, what is going on? It says that we are live, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to welcome everybody to Caliber Corner. We got episode number 34, our recommendations for defending your home. And so today we're going to have a good old-fashioned gun talk and accessory chat and whatnot. Let's just see who's joining us today. Over on the gun channel side, we got Dano hanging out over there. We got Patrick over there. We got Paper Plane Crash. Sandhill Shooter, Tony, Ohio 45 ACP. Some of those guys are with us right here in the YouTube panel. And then over on the YouTube side, we got a few more guys joining in with us. We got Scott Pacini over there, Victor Cordovez, Sandhill Shooters hanging with us. Trigger Tickler, good morning. Vandalistica Vlogs, Vandals joining us from the land down under. Good evening, sir. No, good morning. I think you said it's 1 in the morning on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, where you are. Zinger, AWAG, Caleb's RC's Crawlers is hanging out with us. Samson 1 is over there. Clint Torres is with us. What's going on there, sir? I'm sure we'll have a lot more joining in as we talk for today. So this idea, I think I emailed Ellis. Could one of you guys shoot Ellis a link too? I know he might. I don't know if he's going to be up or not, but Ellis and I were having a discussion, and he said he would like to see us have some sort of a discussion on shotguns. Let's talk shotguns. And then I said, how about a discussion on home defense weapons? Because that seems to be a popular choice for a lot of people, the shotgun. Now, I'm just going to say this right now. You birdshot versus slug people versus buckshot guys, y'all need to chill. You need to take it easy. I know somebody's going to say, well, birdshot's great for self-defense, and then it's just going to open up. And then there's enough hate in our community right now that – what's that?
I use grenade launcher rounds. Thank you.
Grenade launcher. No, we can all just agree that the grenade launcher is a way better choice over all three. Then we'll all be so much happier. So
yeah, if you want to blow your front door up.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll show them who's boss.
Yes, I will.
I prefer flechettes.
Yes, there you go. Well, I was thinking about the Reformation's little Nerf ball with the fin round. I thought those things might look like they might do some good damage. If you could actually
explosive flechettes.
Explosive flechettes. Man, so we got an honorary panel joining us today. So let's go ahead and start off with Tony. Tony, you want to put any shameless plugs in there for any shows or anything you want to mention today?
Well, after this show, we're going to do an early watch today, and then we're going to take a hiatus for a week or so.
Yeah, I heard you guys saying that, it's one of those things where it's not the best time to just stop the talk, but we can do that definitely on our own, whether one of our shows are going or not. But you guys need your vacay, you need your time with your friends and family. And man, I wish I was off this week. I'm actually off on Friday, so maybe I'll try to do a Travis P11 early watch or something if you guys have no plans in the morning, and we could go from there. But yeah, no, Tony. So what's you guys will be back in a week. So Tony, give us kind of an update. We were discussing this before the chat started. Real quick, Illinois gun laws, potential threats to our liberties. What's going down?
The same old players in Illinois, the one that got Rock River and Springfield Armory and Hot Waters, now we're laying on the governor's friggin' desk. And all the other shit you see all over the place is being debated in our state Congress. So I expect all that to hit the governor's desk here in the next week or two.
Yeah. But you said there's a chance. I mean, is there a good chance that this is going to go away, or do you think there's going to be more of a push to try to override the governor if the governor decides not to sign off on it, or what?
I don't think so. I think it's going to go away unless Rounder caves, but he doesn't act like he's got any interest in gun control.
All right, cool. It's a shame he can't do anything for Chicago.
Nuclear weapon sounds good.
Yeah. That's your option right there. So, all right, man. Well, Tony, thank you for joining us. I do appreciate it. And you guys definitely need to make sure that you listen to the early watch as soon as we're done here, and show these guys a little bit of support. And I love listening to your show during the week. When I got my plan time, I flip it on my phone and I listen to it. And it's always a good time to hear what you guys are talking about. It's been a very emotional last couple of days within the gun community just because of just there's so much going on. But anyway, we could save that for another chat. So let's just talk guns today. John Z, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
We are doing good. We're doing good. You got any shows that you want to promote? Any shameless plugs out there for your YouTube channel or anything you got going on?
You could check me out the John Z Project. I haven't done videos in a little bit because computer issues, so I'm trying to together some things right now.
Cool.
And we'll see what happens.
Gotcha.
But other than that, go check out gunchannels.com and check out all the awesome creators, everything they have, like-minded topics, as well as more. So go ahead and register for free, gunchannels.com.
Yeah, you guys got to get over to gunchannels.com. Again, I think between that and if Night Strike can get GunTube going, I think we've got a nice, powerful force in the gun media Pro 2A community that we could potentially get going here. And so that could be a very cool thing. Sandhill Shooter, what is up, man? How you doing? See if he's back there with us. There he is. Sandhills, can you hear us, buddy? Oh, might have to come back to him just a little bit. All right, so Sandhills will come right back to you. Night Strike, what is going on, man? Oh, no. Hey, okay. Yeah, yeah. So it's hard for me to say John because we got the other John right next to you. So Sandhills, what's going down, man?
Hey, thanks for the invite. Everything's looking good in Northeast Nebraska today.
Yes, yes. It's sunny. It's going to get hot today. What is our high temperature, man? What are you guys going to get up to?
You know, I haven't looked, but it's, I think, supposed to be close to 50.
Oh, we're looking at 65 out here, dude. We're excited. Get rid of the rest of that snow. Yeah, 65 degrees is going to be amazing. Yeah.
Official,
I'm pumped up, dude.
50.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's going to be a good.
AWAG's getting ready for home defense, literally. So, yeah. He's like, oh, got to get the gun cleaned up before I show it off. So, no, it's all good, man. It's all good. All right, man. So, Sandhills.
I just want to say you can never have enough Johns.
That's right.
That's awesome.
That's right. We're going to start the next, instead of the Travi Collective, it's going to be the John Collective.
John Collective. All you need is one more, and you guys officially have a gang. So there you go.
So many people are full of crap.
And their leader is John Jacob Jingle.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's got to be spelled right. If it's JOHN, you're not in the club.
Oh. Okay, I guess I'm out. I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Jeez, come on. Nobody spells people's names normal anymore. I mean, the way that they write their names, you got to basically have it written in front of you if you want to copy it correctly. So,
right about that.
I'll tell you what. So, man, we've already got people. There's all kinds of people chiming in over in the chat. Good deal. All right, so Night Strike, what is going on, man? You got any shameless plugs for any show you'd like to go ahead and get out there to the audience today?
Well, you already mentioned the Friday Night Strike, so I don't have to mention that one.
No, I don't think we were. I don't think we were live. I don't think we were live at that point. So what is a Friday Night Strike? Let us know.
Or I just talk to the people, more or less, just talking to people on YouTube, the chat, and sometimes I just bring people in and see where it goes, and sometimes it goes down the rabbit hole, unfortunately.
Yay!
Now you said it was a test chat. Were you running it live on the GunTube side? Were you testing it out or what?
No, I just forgot to name it.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you were trying your live format over on the empire that you are slowly building. So
no, I was working on that until 3 a.m. this morning.
All right. I got you.
So,
cool.
But
yes. What else? Yep.
But here's the thing. AWAG, stop fondling your gun, please.
Okay, fine. Hands off.
Fondle away, baby. That's what freedom is about.
And John and Triple D, come on. Let the other Johns in because my middle name is JOHN. Let us in.
It's not my fault that your mom couldn't spell it right.
Oh, man. Oh, geez.
Oh, yeah. You mean the right spelling? Oh, right. Okay.
Well, it depends. I don't know about John Z, but I know in my case, on the birth certificate, it says Jonathan. So it's just, I dropped the end of it off, and it's just John now. But I know there's other people that are John, J-O-N, that were given that name, and it's not shortened down.
But you got to be different. You got to go with Than now.
Yeah.
I actually have a friend who calls me Joe Nathan all the time, so that works.
Oh, my God.
All right.
That's funny because I used to get that in high school, too.
Joe Nathan? Joe Nathan, are you in class? Joe Nathan? Right here. It's John.
I was never in class, so I don't know if the teacher asked.
Samson, don't trust the rabbi. Come on, man.
That's like Aaron, right?
Yep, that's right. Aaron. You guys ever seen that video? That's hilarious. The teacher taking. You know, as the teacher, I have to say the only thing that's frustrating is you'll call a kid by their first name, like it's like Jonathan, it's Tim. Oh, okay. It's like, you know, they say it to you like you're supposed to know this. I'm okay, Tim, we'll go ahead and correct that on the seating chart. It's not what it says here, but anyway, yeah, funny stuff, man. Funny stuff. So Nice Strike, I think we're missing a hit show of yours. We didn't mention this yet, did we? You have a little program you've been doing for a while. What's that program?
Tuesday nights, 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. That's 8 o'clock Central Time, the only time zone that really matters because we're in the center. We're in the center. All of the time zones will be judged by our time zone. Okay, it's that simple.
It's 9 o'clock Eastern, and
8 o'clock.
I have something to say about these past couple of days that have been rough and emotional. You know what that is?
That time of the month again?
Hashtag shall not be infringed.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I
like that.
I got you. Yeah. Again, guys, everybody is there's a lot of feelings going on right now, and there's a lot of people that are being affected by things. And our patience as Pro 2A, as the logical side, as the civilized side of the discussion, our patience is wearing thin. But guys, we gotta.
No, there's no. I'm going to stop you right there, Travis. There is no patience left on my side.
No.
Hashtag shall not be infringed. I will say it as many times as I have to.
No, what I'm saying is don't turn into a screaming irrational jerk because that's going to be used against us as gun owners. I agree with you 100%.
Get it anyways.
Any more if somebody says, oh, so they want teachers carry in the classroom, huh? I said, you know what? I'm tired of being a soft target. I will come right at them and let them know how I feel. I'm not going to say, well, statistics show. No, anymore, it's my side versus your side. You can join me or you're against me. It's that simple. So I think that's really nice. I agree. I mean, we've tried to be civil. We've got nothing but lowball tactics going on, whether it's YouTube, hiring people to knock our channels out.
They're getting YouTube to knock our channels out. They're getting, all these companies to break away from the NRA.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm not a fan of the NRA, but still, that's
have to defend somebody that I don't like.
It's very low. They're going after, teachers, saying they shouldn't have to carry. But again, they should be given the choice. Yep. Then we've got, almost every state is trying to institute either an assault weapons ban or a ban on this. And plus the president comes out and says, oh, I'm going to ban bump stocks and all trigger devices.
I'm going to take away guns before due process.
And I'm going to take away guns before due process. I'm sorry, but my patience, my civil conversation aspect is gone. It's hashtag shall not be infringed. Don't fuck with it, guys. That's what it says in the Constitution. Either listen to the Constitution or get the fuck out of America.
I'm just going to say one thing to that, and I just think in the White House somewhere they misplaced the crazy glue, and they just forgot to use it that day.
Oh, man. No, I think they had too much crazy glue floating around that day, and it got used, so... All right.
Not on Trump, so
some sniffing going on.
Night Strike is very high strung, and shall not be infringes are coming out left and right.
Yeah. The thing is, from now on, when we start talking to people who want to take the guns away, we're going to have to adapt and change our tactics, because this whole time, everybody on the Pro 2A side has been coming at this with logic and reasoning, and it's not working. They don't care. You can show them facts, you can show them statistics, and they don't care. And the way that this is working, they're not using logic on their side, they're using emotion. So if we're going to advance our argument, we're going to have to fight the way they fight. We're going to have to hit them where they live, in the emotions, and just say, why do you want me to die? Why do you want me to stand by and watch your kid get shot when they're in my classroom? Things like that. We're going to have to appeal to the emotions, because that's the only way we're going to get our point across. And in this society, I know I don't like it and I complain about it all the time, but if it's going to be this way, then we're going to play by their rules. The one who squeals the loudest, the one who's the most offended, is the one who wins the argument. So I am offended that they want me to sit by and watch people die.
Yeah. My family didn't fight in the revolution just for them to go and take all our shit away.
My granddad didn't bleed in Europe in World War II just to have this happen.
Yeah, I
I
mean, it's.
just want to say xkiller12972 on the YouTube site says we've been giving since 1934 on the federal level since 1911 in New York. And yeah, I totally agree with you. But again, we need to keep calm heads when we speak to them because we already know they don't use facts.
Says the guy from New York.
Here's a great example of it. Plane crash is sharing over on the gun channel side. There was a school shooting here in Michigan at Central College yesterday. A kid OD'd on Thursday. His parents came Friday to take him to rehab, and he shot them both. His dad was a police officer, an Illinois cop. Media here was quick to call it a school shooting. People have been quick to shut it down as a domestic shooting. They caught the shooter late last night. I mean, and the way that they're just throwing stuff out there and jumping on people's emotions, it's ridiculous. You know, it's just absolutely ridiculous. So it's up to us to make sure that the truth does get out there, and that we do let people know just how misrepresented the gun community is out there. You know, because contrary to popular belief, this was not a mail order M4 sitting behind me, and no, it's not a selectable fire assault rifle. All right, it's a semi-automatic sporting firearm rifle. So you know, they
want to ban those too because you know it looks scary, and apparently you're not allowed to have it.
Yeah, well, don't tell me what I can and cannot
I'll keep
have.
my guns,
So.
thank.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Shall not be infringed means don't fuck with it. And the next Democrat that comes along and says, "Oh, we need to get rid of this," I'm going to say, "Hey, shall not be infringed means don't fuck with it." Now, I know you don't know that many things. I know you don't understand the definition of words, so I'll just lay it out for you. It means don't fuck with it. Leave it alone.
All right.
Deep breaths, Night Strike.
There are not enough deep breaths in the world right now because Night Strike is too high strong.
Well, what scares me is that first little batch of anti-gun legislation gets pushed through, and then it lights up one of our Pro 2A guys who refuses to give up his firearms, and then it's going to get really serious at that point. So,
Civil War.
what's going to happen is the media is going to label that person as a domestic terrorist, as somebody that has 1,000 rounds of ammunition in their home, and somebody that has a history of watching gun videos on YouTube. And then before you know it, they'll come after the YouTube gun channels and shut them down and regulate them. And then, I mean, it's never ending. It really is never ending. And it's ridiculous because all it is a simple act of protecting our own lives that our Constitution ensures us that they want to remove from us. And I don't understand the logic. There's no logic with those people. There's absolutely zero logic for anybody that's not Pro 2A.
There's no logic in trying to argue with those people or even have a civil conversation because apparently they've gone beyond that point. They're mentally defective.
There's nothing civil about them, period.
Right. Exactly. The biggest thing that I have at this point is if we're going to have a comprehensive bill get introduced that addresses everything in one bill, the bill is going to be so massive. There's going to be so many things that get slipped in there that aren't okay that it's either going to go nowhere or we're going to lose all of our rights in one fell swoop. But I don't see that there's an in-between there. Yeah. And hopefully it goes nowhere. But I worry that, you know, we're so caught up in we have to do something. Well, we do have to do something, but we have to make sure it's the right something.
Yeah,
we can't just act without thinking. If I hear shots fired somewhere, I'm sorry, even if it's in a school, my first reaction isn't just to go charging blindly in and just run in there. My first reaction is to assess the situation, see what needs to be done, and then do it quickly and decisively. No. Not just go running in.
But you're not going to hide until you get backup either.
You're right, but I'm going to do something, but I'm going to make sure that what I'm doing isn't going to cause more harm than good or just get me killed in the process and be wasted effort.
Okay. Yeah. Travis, I have a question.
Hmm?
How about those defense shotguns?
Yeah, I think we need to get into that.
Introducing the rest of the panel?
Let's do it. Oh, yeah. Night Strike. What is going on, man? What is going on? The second half of Night Wagon Rifle Works. Is that what we're going to call the company? Or Night Wagon?
No, I'm the first half.
Oh, okay. I got you. Wagon Night Rifle Works. He's the Knight? Okay. All right, so AWAG, what is new in your world? What do you have going on, our budding gunsmith? What's going down?
Self-taught budding gunsmith. Let me get all this crap out of the way.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Don't try this at home, kids, because the liberals will get mad at you.
And take away your guns.
So nice. AWAG's got some toys to show off here real quick before we get our discussion going on home defense and our recommendations for home defense and so on. So, Awag, you're going to
my
show off your
recommend-
home defense. What's your home defense rifle, Awag?
Right now, it's going through the testing phase. It is a Yugoslavian M72 because we want a stamped receiver instead of a milled receiver. But yeah, so we had a big problem with the receiver. Here it was a burr on the one of the receiver rails for the bolt. It was pushing the bolt up, and it was slamming into the trunnion and just stopping halfway. So it was like open like there, and it wouldn't go in all the way. But now it functions just fine. I got everything all completely identical to the old one. It does have full auto selector section, but it is not full auto because it only has 2 little pins.
Yeah, yeah.
And these are welds up here. These little guys up here are welds.
So from a home defense perspective, you just set the bipod up on the coffee table and you pretty much got the front door covered, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Or you just, it's got a long enough barrel that you can just shoot through the house.
Yeah, that's another thing we'll talk about too is ammo selection, ammo choices, and now when we have this discussion, I'm not asking anybody to give away their tactical home defense secrets. I don't want you to say, well, we've got this gun over here and that gun over there.
No.
I put this gun over here. So when we're talking, we just want to give some good, solid advice for somebody that wants to get set themselves up for home defense, or maybe have people take a look at the firearms in their home or however they set themselves up for home defense, and maybe take a good look at it, possibly make some changes or implement some new gear, or maybe reconsider the firearm that they're using. I think we can all agree that pretty much any firearm is going to be a good measure of home defense. Well, not every firearm, but
now,
most, yeah.
I'm gonna plug something real quick.
Yeah.
You know how there's this hashtag going around, not one more, where people are cutting up their rifles and doing stupid stuff like that?
Yeah.
Well, I am making a new hashtag. It's called One More. And
One More.
It's you give a broken rifle a new home.
Yes, every year
in a
there are-
broken parts kit
Yes.
gun, and then you build it. It could
Exactly.
be an AR, an AK, a Sten, anything, a Galil. I mean,
there are
parts
millions
kits
of
are
park kits out there that are looking for a good family to take them in and give them a steady diet of steel case ammo and help them find a good warm place in the gun safe with all your other guns where they can feel like family. Please support
Save
a
a
rifle.
parts kit.
Support a rifle.
Support a rifle. Save a parts kit.
SupportArifle.com. Exactly. All right. Hashtag shall not be infringed. Okay. All right. So
That's right.
let's get the discussion going on home defense. So let's just talk shotguns. All right. Any recommendations for shotguns? The best setup for the shotgun? What do you guys think? Any good solid shotguns we can recommend? We're just gonna have a little free for all discussion here. Feel free to throw ammo in there if you want to also. Okay, that works. That's a solid choice. What do you guys think about the shotgun as a home defense tool? What do you guys think?
It works.
If it's what you got, it's what you got.
Yeah. It's the cheapest option, I'll say that.
Yes. Yes.
It's cheap. It's as cheap as getting like a High Point or like a Kel-Tec.
What's the
I think
what's the one that Ellis picked up? The M9A1?
And then he got the 590 one.
The 598 that actually looked pretty decent.
Oh yeah, those are badass.
That's Mossberg, is that right?
Mossberg.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was looking at that. For starters, if you don't have a lot of money and you need to get yourself a defensive shotgun, go to your local go to a gun show, go to your gun dealer. Because you might be able to score something good for under $200. Nice Remington, a nice Mossberg, possibly Winchester. From a new perspective, just kind of starting on the low end, you've got your Maverick 88. I've got a Maverick 88 SP over here, and that's like 8+1. I paid $175, $180 for it.
Well, I can top that, but
no, I know. Yeah, anybody can. Yeah, that's actually high because we don't have a not Dick's Sports, but an Academy around here that sells.
Yeah, neither do I.
The Mavericks, but other options too. I did have a partner pump, H&R partner pump, and yes, they are Chinese made, but they are freaking tanks. These things are so solid. I actually sold mine to use the money to buy the Maverick 88 because I wanted something with more capacity, and I just didn't feel like fiddling with magazine tube extensions and modifying that shotgun. But you can get those. They sell them at our Walmart for like $175. Maybe even a little bit less. So there's some nice, inexpensive options to get into. That one has an 18.5-inch barrel. It was a short barrel with just a standard stock shotgun. Now, what do you guys think? The pistol grip route for the shotgun for home defense, what do you guys think about this? Does anybody have any experience using a pistol grip stock furnished shotgun? Because I don't.
I don't either. But if you want to put that on your shotgun, or if your shotgun comes with it, go for it. I would recommend it.
Are you talking
Whatever
about just just a pistol grip or a stock with a pistol grip on it?
Yeah, pistol grip stock combo, either adjustable stock or a fixed stock. I know there's Blackhawk makes a kit for it for the Mossberg and the Remingtons. I have no experience with those at all. I was just kind of curious what you guys think.
You're not meaning like the Shockwave or something like that, then?
No. We're talking like a regular pistol grip with an adjustable stock or a set stock. Yeah. Do you guys have any experience with those at all?
Nope, I'm not a shotgun person. Sorry.
Okay. Let's go ahead.
I've held turkey guns and stuff at the store. I haven't fired one with a pistol grip, but
yeah, because there's some good aftermarket options that'll run you like maybe $75, and some of them even come with a different handguard or foregrip on it that you can put on the shotgun too. So you got some options. What about ammo for home defense in terms of the shotgun? Let's get into that just a little bit. What do you guys think?
Okay.
Here we go.
For ammo.
Yeah.
Well, some say birdshot. Birdshot. I'm gonna say this right now. So my opinion. Birdshot isn't. It's effective, but it's not that effective because you're literally just shooting spray right in front of the guy. Now that might work. That might make him into cheeseburger. But again, it may do nothing depending on the distance. So
yeah.
I'm going to recommend that if you're going to use a shotgun for home defense, use double-aught buck.
Now, what kind of cheeseburger is that exactly?
And the reason you use double-aught buck is that's what the military uses for their anti-personnel shotguns in war. They've been using it since World War I. So if it was an effective round to use for person-to-person combat, the military wouldn't be using it.
Yeah, that's what I have on my Maverick 88 over here. I've got that on the side. I've got the little side saddle carrier, and that's what they're $5 a box for 5 rounds at Walmart.
That's what I got on the stock carrier on the Stevens 67E, which I bought for $125.
Oh yeah,
off of Arms List. So no, I didn't have to go with a NICS check on that.
A lot of guys are mentioning in the chat over on the YouTube side, semi-auto. Of course, yes. Why not? I mean, my personal recommendation would be to go with a shorter barrel. I would say an 18.5 inch if possible, just for maneuverability's sake. But 19, anything less than say 24. I don't know if you want to walk around with your goose gun. Not that it isn't going to work, but I mean, it's there.
It's going to be a pain in the ass because you're going to be hitting the butt of, or not the butt, but the barrel of the shotgun into everything if you're inside the house with that thing, because longer than 20 inches is ridiculous.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can barely get that thing out of my house without banging the walls and stuff when I'm going out to load it up in the car. So we would say maybe buckshot the way is the route to go.
I'm going to say double-aught buckshot. Granted, there's a couple different options I've heard of, and while double-aught is preferable, there are other type of buckshot you could try out, but buckshot in general would probably be the best.
Yeah.
I think it depends too on the range. If you're talking about inside the house versus, if you have a couple acres of ground or something, and you, it depends on your situation. I mean, in my case, I live in the middle of town, and if there's somebody on the outside of my house, then I'm probably not going to chase them out the door with a shotgun. At that point, I'm no longer defending. I am, on the offensive. So there's not a spot inside my house that the pattern is going to probably even open up to enough to separate from the wad at that point. So whether it's buck or whether it's some 7.5 trap load or something like that, I mean, it's all going to put everything all in one hole pretty much at the distances where I'm going to shoot within my house. So I would say no matter what you're shooting, which gun, which load, I think you want to go pattern that thing at different distances that are realistic distances for your home. And just know, hey, if I'm in the bedroom shooting across the bed, then the whole wad's going to go through the offender. And if it's going to be, maybe you've got a long hallway or something like that, then pattern that kind of situation too. So, hey, is everything going to hit in one spot? Is it going to open up and take out, side the hallway walls? Or, if I got a kid sticking their head out the door, are they going to be in danger? You know, there's a lot of things like that you got to consider too, to figure out what's going to be the right load. And it's not necessarily that there's one perfect load, but as long as you know what you're doing with it, I think that's more important.
Yeah, that's, you definitely want to take it out, practice with it, test it a little bit, try a few different types of ammunition. So let's just get this out right now. I know that this gun comes up in every discussion, but the Mossberg Shockwave or a Shockwave style shotgun, what do you guys think? Would you rather have that over, say, a standard shotgun with an 18 or 19-inch barrel? What would be your preference, guys? Me personally, I'd rather have something I could maybe aim a little bit better, but that's just me.
I feel the same way. I think the Shockwave looks like a fun toy.
Yeah.
And I'd rather have that. Again, I'd rather have that than a pointy stick.
Yes.
But when it comes down to it, when you're going to look after the fact, you're going to look into liability and look, analyze the situation, maybe possibly with an attorney or at least law enforcement. You're going to want to not look reckless, and you're going to want to look like you had some sort of control over what you were doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you guys.
Based on that, through the door.
What's that?
What was that?
Uncle Joe said to just stick it through the door.
Yeah, all you need is a double barrel shotgun. Just fire off 2 shots in the air. Fine, right?
That's right.
So based on that liability thing mentioned, what is the shortest barrel length you're allowed on a shotgun before you go in?
Are you sure it's 18? I thought it was 18 and a half.
Well, most everybody leaves it at 18 and a half
is
to
the
be
safe
sure
zone.
and cover the 18.
Right. All right. Because mine's 19, but, whatever.
That's like, you see a lot of rifle barrels that are just over 16 inches. That they're 16 and a quarter or something like that, just to make sure that there's never a quibble on whether it's legal.
I mean, even though you bought the gun under legal conditions, if you ever had to defend yourself in court or something, I mean, it's the last thing you want to have to do is have to say, well, no, I know it measures, depends on where you're measuring it from, Yeah,
buy a factory barrel, don't cut it yourself.
Yeah, I got my shotgun via private sale, so that's one good thing about South Carolina. Private sales are awesome.
Yeah. Now, do your pistol private sales have to go through do you have to run it through a dealer? Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. And we also don't have to have a permit to buy a handgun either.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, here in Nebraska, I mean, I always make sure the person has their CCW or their pistol purchase permit before I do a private sale on pistol, because we can without a background check here too. You just have to make sure that person has the right documentation on them when you do it. But no, I agree with you on that. Now, what about lighting? Lighting in terms of the shotgun. How do you do the hand carry of the flashlight? I mean, obviously that's not going to happen. At that point, you'd have to have. And a lot of guys say, well, I don't want a gun mounted to my barrel because I want to control the light before I point. I mean, I can understand that kind of rationale. What do you guys think about that lighting with the shotgun? I know you can get brackets and we get flashlights for them and so on. Any thoughts on that at all?
Well, you're going to have to do something because you probably need both hands to handle the gun.
Yeah, yeah. So at that point, you're probably looking at having to have the bracket and the flashlight mounted to the cylinder or however you decide to go.
I guess everybody, I kind of want to hear everybody's opinion on this. At my house, if I'm going to go into a room, I generally hit the light switch. And even if I'm checking something out, if I heard something, the first thing that's going to happen is the lights are going to go on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't sneak around my house like a ninja with just a flashlight.
What? Why not?
Well, okay, I do sometimes, but I wasn't going to admit to it. But I don't, and I've never checked out a noise. I've never had somebody try to get in my house. I don't envision myself sneaking around like a ninja, trying to see what's going on. Lights are going on, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm going to have as much light as I can, and hopefully not even need a flashlight. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have one. I would want to have one, but the first thought for lighting is flip on the damn light switch.
One thing I'll say is I got a TLR1 on my pistol, and the light switch is such a good idea because I'll play with that thing in the dark once in a while, just flick it on, and my God, the glare off the walls is unreal, especially if you have white walls. I think the light switch is definitely the way to go. I mean, for me, we'll get to pistols and handguns here in a little bit, but for me, I've got a pistol mounted light, tactical light, but then also have a separate flashlight in my hand too. And I would want to use the tactical light. I try to use the flashlight first because I just feel like I have a little bit better control over where the light's going. And because I mean, some of these tactical lights are insanely bright. You know, you risk blinding yourself. If you flick it on quick and pitch black, you might not be able to have, you know, a decent target acquisition, and who knows what's going to happen. So, but no, that's a good point, John. I think that definitely getting the lights on in the house is not a bad idea. I mean, you're already going to be making some noise as you're walking through your home anyway. You must give yourself some lights so you can make an assessment of the space, you know.
That's the other thing. The reason I'm not going to creep through the house like a ninja, because whether I may or may not have tried that already, I can't creep through my house silently.
No, wood floors. Wood floors. Yep. Like,
everybody should get night vision.
Yeah, there you go. Night strike vision.
Puts the lotion on its skin.
That you definitely need night strike. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can just get a hoverboard. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I'm not sure Night Strike approves the hoverboard.
Night Strike. The hoverboard is not Night Strike approved. Yeah,
I've got an American Ninja Warrior board. I've got bars hanging from the ceiling to just monkey bar from.
Okay, well, I can agree with that one.
Okay, so Vandal's got a good point. So John, here's a question for you. We're talking about the lights. Vandalistica said, "What about your eyes adjusting to the lights getting cut on?" For us personally, in our home, we don't have really bright light bulbs. We've got the LED bulbs, and they're not as bright as traditional, say, 100-watt light bulbs. So when you flick our lights on, it's totally tolerable if it's pitch black. But I mean, what about that? When you flick your lights on, what if you've got bright lights in a room? Is that ever an issue? Yeah.
I've thought about that actually, but here's the thing: is number one, just like you said. I mean, I've got mostly LED bulbs, and there's the kitchen light's pretty bright, but for the most part, it's not, you know, super bright. But here's the thing: is my eyes are going to have to take the time to adjust to that. But if there's anybody in that room, they're going to have the same thing. And the difference is, I know it's coming, and I'm prepared, and I have the advantage. And they don't even know it's coming. So the first thing that they're going to do is look around. What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
So I mean, again, I've thought about that, and yeah, maybe it's a little bit of a disadvantage. But how is that different than kicking on a super bright flashlight? Like you said, if it's going to glare off the walls. You know, am I prepared for that? I don't know, but I mean,
go ahead. What lights are in my house are these super energy saving ones that when you go to flick them on, they softly like light up. They don't like bam, instantaneous light. It's like a gradual increase of light.
Well, you can't get that. Well, you can get it with the LEDs, but they're a fairly expensive bulb. I know a lot of people are switching over to the little screw-in LED light bulbs. You know, the fluorescence. I don't think you can do that either. It's on or off essentially.
The house.
Yeah.
Like if you've got the little curly Q, the CFL bulbs, then those typically do get brighter the longer they're on.
That's true. Those do kind of have a little progressive brightness as they come on. It's a good point there.
Night light. You could put a little night light in each room of your house too, so you don't even need to worry about it.
That's what we have in our place. We have these they're literally like a 1 or 2 watt LED nightlight, and they just light up enough so you can see the floor. Right, so you can kind of see where you're going, but they're not so bright that that doesn't light up the whole room. You know, we've got those on our downstairs level, so everything is lit up if you have to walk downstairs in the dark. And somebody made a pretty good point. Get yourself a red gel covering for your lens on your flashlight, or have a military style red light so you don't blow out your night vision. That's a very good point too. So you could get tactically, you could set yourself up for home defense scenario because light is going to be a big one, because if something happens in the dark and there's a 50-50 chance it's going to be dark or light when something happens, you're going to have to figure out the best way to light up your area so you can see what's going down.
And pretty soon all your anti-gun neighbors are going to have a red light out on their porch too that have guns. So then you'll know that your house is going to be safe because you don't have a red light, so you don't have to worry about it.
That's just ridiculous. It just says, "Hey, come on in and rob me." You know, come on in and rob me. You know. Which luckily at Christmas time, everybody out here puts out red and green light bulbs in front of their houses. So I don't think I don't really see the whole red light campaign really taking off much out in our neck of the woods. I think people are like, "What? That makes no sense."
Yeah, there's a reason why people don't put red lights out in front of their house. It's called a red light.
During the holiday season, you're basically asking people to come in and sit down and have a drink with a cookie.
Yeah, pretty much.
I used to have a neighbor, and not even at Christmas, I used to have a neighbor who had one red light and one green light out on their back porch. And it confuses me because I don't know exactly what I should go knock on their door and ask for.
Yeah, I think they probably put them out for the holidays and just got too lazy to take them down.
I'm sure that really was it.
People that leave their Christmas lights up year round, we have that out here too, which is, I don't care. That's cool, man. Be festive. Have fun. Enjoy life. You know? Yeah. All right. So anything else on shotguns before we move on to other firearms? Any other thoughts on shotguns as a home defense item or weapon? You know, short barrel would be something we could agree to. A lot of guys in the chat were saying, I don't think a shotgun's the way to go. Understand your scenario, know where you're going to be shooting and what's on the other side of the walls. Think about your ammo choice. And a lot of guys say, well, I'll just get the bird shot because I just, you know, I want to wound. I don't want to shoot to kill. Well, in some states,
bird shots probably going to kill in some cases.
Oh, I know. And I mean, in some states, when you pull for a defensive shot, it's shooting to kill according to the court of law. So you've now got to defend yourself for using a defensive weapon. So you might as well go ahead and just go full bore and do what you think you need to get the job done. But there's an interesting court thing that happened in Nebraska here that I want to talk about before we finish up today. Just some food for thought. But anything else on shotguns, guys, before we move on?
I think that of all the different platforms for a defensive firearm, I think that the shotgun is the best as a deterrent. Because I mean, I try to think about it, you know, from the other side. Hey, if I was walking around in somebody's house, not that I'm going to ever do that, of course, but just to play devil's advocate, if I'm walking around in somebody's house and I see them come down the stairs with a handgun in their hand, okay, yeah, they're going to shoot me. I can maybe get out of this situation. I see them come down the stairs with an AR in their hand. Yeah, I'm probably going to get shot, and in the high stress, there's a chance that they're not going to, you know, drop me on the spot. I might be able to get out of the situation. I hear the pump on a pump shotgun, and I look down that 12-gauge bore barrel, then I'm going to think I'm just going to die. And I mean, having a shotgun, especially a pump shotgun that you can work the slide on, you might not ever have to fire a shot. Just having the thing is a deterrent to, and I mean, anybody who's staring down the barrel of a 12 gauge and hears that pump go off is, if they don't poop themselves, then they've got serious mental issues.
Yeah, this is true.
I'm pretty sure if they do poop themselves, they have issues aside from that.
Well, that may be true too, but I'm not saying that it's the only answer. I'm not saying that a rifle or a pistol isn't good for home defense. Of course it is. But I'm just saying overall, I think 12-gauge pump trumps everything as a deterrent.
Yeah.
Unless you have like an M2 or something.
Yeah, a lot of options. I mean, the point here out of all this is have something, right? You need something for home defense if you can get it if possible. You know. Yeah, there's, again, more comments. You guys are really chiming in on the chat side. We do appreciate that. There's an active self-protection video where a lady took a full shot of bird load, walked away, didn't get killed from it. So, I mean, something to consider, especially if you got somebody that's jacked up on something and, you know, you need to put them down because your family's being threatened. You know, something to definitely consider when it comes to your ammo. Vandal has it right. Vandal Vlogs, Vandal Lissica, he says, dual wield a Shockwave and a Raider pistol with a strobe headlamp and ninja socks. I think that is definitely the way to go. Another person said throw Legos all over your floor because that'll cause a person to scream out loud. You'll definitely hear them when they enter your home. So that's not a bad option. That's definitely an inexpensive way to go too, so you'll know where they are.
Or if you're over 40, then you can throw jacks on the floor because you'll know what that is.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Exactly.
Yeah, I know what jacks are. And
I'm in my 30s and I know what those are.
Okay,
we're not talking about the stuff for your car, guys. We're not talking something to lift your car up. Anyway, that's probably all you know about a jack.
No, I know exactly what jacks are.
Yeah. What are they, Awag?
Okay, it's basically okay, this is how I know it. The jacks are like these almost pointy looking, like what are they? The caltrop looking things.
Yeah, I have no idea what that word means, but yeah. No.
And then it comes with either like one or two like rubber balls, and you bounce the thingy off the thing off the ground and see how many jacks you can pick up in the time of until the ball gets down or something. That's how I learned it.
And the good thing about the jacks, when you step on them, it is a very painful experience. I'm surprised those haven't been banned yet from the toy section.
I've gotten a few of those stuck in my foot when I was younger.
Well, have you seen
21? So I know what they are. Maybe I think
the newer ones, though, Travis. They don't give you the steel ones anymore. They give you the little plastic rounded-ended ones because heaven forbid Dad step on them and beat the kid.
You know, remember when we had
These
yard
are
darts?
Yeah, like lawn darts.
These
Lawn
are
darts
jacks.
awesome.
I know what they are.
Yeah, there you go. That's it right there. That's it. So, yeah, so hashtag save the metal jacks.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know what yard darts are, back in the 50s, 60s, 70s in the USA, it was a popular game where you go out back with your family, you'd set these hula hoops out, and you had 3 opportunities to throw a lead-weighted pointed fin dart through the air, 30, 40 yards down range, and try to land it in the circle. And unfortunately, I guess there were some incidents where a few kids got maimed or injured. And
what was that? Wasn't there a movie? Was it Me, Myself, and Irene, where at the end the kid uses a lawn dart to kill the guy? Isn't that Me, Myself, and Irene?
Probably, yeah. Lawn darts were just, I used to play that with my grandparents when I was a kid. We used to throw them out there and stuff. My friends and I used to throw them at each other and try to hit each other with them. We were idiots. We turned out fine. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
It depends on who you ask.
They went really well. It was fun to play after you ate a bunch of paint chips.
Yes, exactly. Lead-based paints. Yeah, we had a rough back then. Lead-based gas.
Now they're very fancy. They've got Tide
Yes.
Pods.
Now we've got yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Your jacks now can synchronize to Bluetooth and yep.
Oh, geez. Hey, switch gears a little bit. I just read an article that apparently on National Review, the Parkland shooter did not use high-capacity magazines. He used 10-round magazines.
Oh,
Yeah, I heard
Those
that.
So why are they going after our 30-round
capacity in
mag?
some states?
Exactly.
The reason they're coming after bump stocks after this, even though there wasn't one in the area,
Yeah.
because they can.
Not only that, apparently his gun jammed too.
Dumbass.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's just it. That just shows you how things get taken to extremes, and one side's going to take advantage of the situation and twist it into a balloon animal. So there you go. Okay, let's move on to rifles. We got to get the rifle. Okay, so AR, AK,
like
PW,
AK every day.
whatever, SBR. Let's. All right, go ahead. Sound off.
No.
All right. So the rifle as a home defense tool. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on
Yes.
just rifle? Any type of rifles? Let's throw it out there for discussion. AY, you're pretty excited, man. What's going on?
Yes. I would say, yeah, rifles are okay for home defense as long as you have the proper ammo for it. Now, most people are like, oh, it'll go through the neighborhood. It's just, yes, it's sometimes, yeah, if you, like, shoot a Mosin or something that basically blows a hole through your intruder and catches him on fire at the same time.
Hold on, though. Didn't Iraqi veteran do an in-home test where they shot 300 blackout and 5.56 through drywall, door, chair? I mean, it went through everything.
Yeah.
Plywood, walls. I mean, if you're in an apartment and you really got to think, yeah.
By definition of rifle in the United States, I would say pistol caliber carbine or something that is around that kind of power. Anything more than that, yeah, sure. If you live maybe in a more rural area,
yes.
But
hold on, AWAG. This is what a real AK sounds like.
It sounded gritty, man. But mine's from Yugoslavia. It's got a thicker
is an AMD 63 really a real AK though? I mean, it's more of an AK.
Well, when it's got the bayonet lug and East German furniture on it, yes, it is.
Okay, all right, we'll give you that one. We'll give you a pass.
All right, we'll give you that.
So if you're thinking about going the rifle route, a lot of guys think, man, pistol caliber or a pistol linked AR would be perfect for maneuvering around the home. Get your SOB brace on the back of it, and that's the way that I want to do it. But you live in an apartment complex and you got to take a few shots. That bullet's probably going to pass through a few walls before it stops, and you got to think, what's the liability in that kind of a situation. So I do agree with you. Consider a pistol caliber carbine, and we can talk about ammo here in a little bit. But yeah,
I have a question about this because I've heard the FBI talk, and we all know that the FBI has standards for their ammo. They want 15 to 18 inches of penetration in gel with whatever it is, whether it's a handgun or a rifle, whether an AR 15 or an AR 10, whatever they're shooting. they still want no more than 18 inches of penetration. And whatever they're loading, I know that they're getting it. So what load does the FBI use in their ARs that doesn't over penetrate? Because that would be ideal for home defense too.
There is
I
there
find
is.
it pretty funny you actually said FBI and standard in the same sentence. Just saying.
Well, at least I didn't
Well,
say
that's what they call
military
it, you know.
intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that Hornady does make a critical defense 5.56 round, and I've also seen somebody else makes one too. There's some hollow point AR rounds that are out there. There's some home defense grade. I know it's kind of an oxymoron. 5.56 rounds that are out there that are specifically designed to expand and open. You guys go ahead and talk. I'm gonna find that round real quick. This is gonna drive me nuts.
There is a round that I believe the U.S. military uses. I forget what its designation is, but it's actually a fragmentation round that as soon as it hits something, it just turns to dust. And I actually, you can buy the bullets themselves off of Graf & Sons, their website for reloading, and I think they're like a 50 grain bullet that, like, as soon as it hits anything harder than, I don't know, a foam mattress, it'll just turn into dust.
That's
Well,
not
I've also wondered-
that's not a one of those plastic bullets, is it?
I'm not entirely sure. I think
Okay.
it's one of they're
Go
like
ahead, go ahead.
powder metal bullets.
No, the polymer and the brass
Yeah.
mixed together.
The polymer, yeah.
There's one of my favorite YouTube channels. He has not made a video in years, which is a shame because his videos were awesome. But Shooting the Bull 410, he did a lot of the ballistic gelatin tests, and he would do different grades of ammo versus each other. Lehigh Defense Controlled Chaos 223, and that stuff is unreal. I don't think it actually overpenetrated. And then there's also Winchester PDX-1 223 Defender ammo out there also, and those are designed to expand and open and not overpenetrate. So those two rounds right there would be serious rounds to consider if you were in fact going to go the AR round. If you want to go with an AR 15 pattern carbine for home defense or AR pistol for that matter.
What about, does anybody have any experience with like Hornady's VMAX ammo? You know, it's for varmint shooting coyotes or prairie dogs or that. Because that, again, is designed to penetrate and open up as soon as it hits skin. Would that be any better? Because they're usually lighter weight bullets.
The VMAX bullets, I've done a little bit of testing on mostly like plywood and stuff. But other than that, it seems to expand within like not even an inch of hitting a piece of plywood.
Yeah. There was Awa, I got a question for you. What is the correct AK-47 ammo for home defense? Do you even want to bother with hollow point AK ammo? Because I don't think that even expands, does it?
No,
I know Tula makes it. I don't even know why they market it, to be honest with you.
Their hollow point is supposed to be almost like a match grade, open tip match kind of deal going on, but the bullet ogive is weird. The hole is too big.
Yeah.
Other
I've
than
shot it
that,
before and haven't really noticed the difference, but yeah.
If you were to use an AK for home defense, I would suggest getting a 74 that shoots the 5.45 instead of the 7.62 x 39, because that's the 7.62 x 39 has a lot of weight and momentum behind it. So if you don't plan on shooting through your house, I would go for something that's a little lighter.
Yeah.
Use 7.62 x 39.
Yes, you're right.
But again, it's one of those things. What is your home layout? What is your neighborhood layout? Are there kids in the home? Do you have a spouse or significant other to worry about? I mean, you don't want to shoot right through your apartment, go through 5 bedrooms. You know, you really need. I mean, yes, you are defending yourself. You have every right to do it, but you also have to remember the collateral damage that's going to result from it, the potential that's out there. Now, not saying that couldn't happen anywhere. Outside, taking a shot on somebody, or shooting across a room or something.
So
now,
wouldn't it
go ahead.
more sense than to have a pistol caliber rifle with
Now,
what is it,
here's
10.5-inch barrel?
See, here's the thing is, if somebody comes in my home to do ill will, the rifle is the backup. I have a SIG P226 and 357 SIG that is strictly for the inside the home defense.
Yeah.
When If they're starting to shoot from outside into my house, that's when I'll grab a rifle.
John, you made a really good point there. You know, why not consider like an AR pattern, pistol caliber carbine? I mean, I think that's definitely a way to go, or even a high point carbine in 45, 40, 9 or 10 millimeter. You know, you can share ammo with your handgun. Some of those weapons also take magazines that are shared with other guns, or the Ruger carbine that they just came out with, or the re-release of the Ruger pistol caliber carbine that they came out with, the rifle.
I'm curious to find out, now that you mention it, if anybody actually has experience with the new 10 millimeter high point.
There are videos that are starting to pop up on it now, and it runs just like everything else. I can't imagine it's going to run much different than the 40. They're very heavy, robust build guns, blowback action guns. They've done a little bit to tweak that gun, and I can tell you right now, they are popular because they're sold out everywhere. I mean, I'm lucky if I can find one. I mean, when I got the notice that Davidson's website had them up for sale, they literally sold out in 15 minutes. I couldn't even buy one. And they're under, I think they're around maybe 330, 350, something like that, maybe a little bit less. The retail them, I think, is like 389. So I would imagine they're going to run fine. So, yeah, you got a 10-round magazine, but maybe they also have those 20-round 9s that they make for it. Maybe they'll do a 20-round 10 millimeter also. I mean, you want a good, solid home defense round, and you've got rails all over that thing. So on those high point carbines, you could put a vertical grip on it if you want to. No, you couldn't. Wait a minute, I got to think. No, you'd have to go angular grip, wouldn't you? Because it's a pistol caliber carbine. I don't know. Can you put? I know you can't put on your AR because that's going to make it into. You can't put on your AR pistol because that would make it into an SBR. Yeah, no, you can put a vertical grip on a pistol caliber carbine because they sell them with them. High Point does. Yeah. Or if you're into the AR pattern, again, get yourself a nice AR pistol, right? Or that runs either 5.56 or 9 millimeter or whatever caliber you want to go with. Vandalism.
It comes with a standard 1390 rail, right?
Yeah, you're gonna get yes. Yeah. Well, what gun are we talking about? Are we talking an AR style or the high point?
On the high point.
I don't know necessarily about that. The rail up on top of the receiver. I don't know because I thought it was kind of a weird style or shape. I don't know if it's a standard Picatinny or if it's its own standard. I know the other rails are the 1913 standard Picatinny's up on the front. Yeah,
that's the one.
Yeah, I don't know if it is on the top or not. I thought people have complained about not being able to fit other, but they do sell that with like the Ghost sight or the red dot sight or a scope. So I'm assuming it probably is. I know it's plastic, not that necessarily matters, but I know that there are metal replacement rails you can get for it too that are out there. So
there are plenty of places, third-party companies that sell adapters that'll fit on it properly. So that's not really an issue.
Real quick here before we move into the handgun arena, Vandalisco Vlog said maybe this is where the Reformation will shine. Okay, that's your non-SBR short barrel AR. Vandal, my response to that would be just get yourself an AR pistol and put a shockwave fin on the back of it. It's going to be a tenth of the cost. I mean, or maybe a quarter of the cost of the Reformation, and you've got something that actually has rifling in it. I took my AR pistol and I was able to hit a gong out to 250 yards with it. Now, granted, it was on a lead sled with a red dot, but you can still connect at a long distance if you need to, and it would pull double duty in the home if you want to. Granted, you want to make sure you watch your ammo choices. Nothing against the Reformation. I mean, it's a technical innovation, but you can do it a lot cheaper though, so that's important to remember. But football rounds, yeah, it shoots those neat little Nerf rounds, but I just would rather stick with what I know is going to work. Nothing wrong with it. I mean, I think it's cool. I just wouldn't pay a couple grand for it or $1,500 for it. All right. Any other thoughts on rifles or carbines for home defense? Any other ideas on that, guys? Good to go. Tony, what do you think, man? What are your thoughts on for a carbine in the home or rifle in the home? Would that ever be something you'd consider? No, Tony's hopefully he's still with us. Tony, you out there, buddy? All right, he might have stepped away. All right, so let's go ahead and move on over to handguns here. We'll go ahead and get to the discussion on it right now. I think we can all agree. Oh, he just said BRB. Okay, Tony will be back in a few minutes. I think we can all agree that pretty much any handgun is better than no handgun in the home. I'm just going to put my 2 cents in. Don't buy a Sky CPX2 because I had negative experiences with mine. My Jimenez J9 was fine. I put a couple hundred rounds through it, sat in the laundry room as a backup gun for 6 months, and then I sold it. Let's throw it out there. What's a nice setup for, what should you take into consideration if you want to go with a pistol for a home defense firearm? What do you guys think?
What
Smith and
should
Wesson
you?
500.
What's that?
The Smith and Wesson 500.
There we go. There we go. I mean, what do you guys run at home? What do you guys keep around the house, or what would you like to run around the house? What do you guys think?
How many bears do
General
you have?
electric minigun. What?
General Electric minigun. I would consider going to something that's threaded for suppressor, because you got hearing you need to protect. That was another thing we haven't discussed at all about all these different firearms in a defensive situation. Are you gonna have time to put on your pro? Suppress minigun, suppress carbine, SBR, suppress.
Maybe an M14.
Hey, there we go. But we're on to pistols now. So what do you guys recommend? My bedside gun is an SD9 VE with the TLR1. I will be buying another Glock 17 at some point here in the future. But I love that SD9. It's just a joy to shoot, and it's accurate, and it fits my hand well. And that's a good self-defense pistol a person can get into for $250. Sometimes they're even cheaper than that around the holidays. I think retail might be $299 or $320 or something like that. That's a good one to get started off with, because you got the standard rail on the front, so you can mount a light on it if you want to. Magazines, if you go to Palmetto State Armory, a lot of guys complain about SD9 mags. You can get they're $20 a piece at Palmetto State, $6 or $7 for shipping on both if you get two. So that's the route that I went.
People are complaining about them.
What's that? Oh,
What
the
do you
price,
mean?
because when you don't catch them on sale, they're like $40 a piece, $35 a piece.
Ouch.
Yeah, they're
Holy cow.
expensive. You don't get them on sale. They're kind of a cool chrome finish, but if you just go to PSA, they've been on sale for like a year. And so I've got 4 of them at this point. I actually have 7 magazines for that pistol now, just because I take it to the range and just play with it as a range gun, and that's my defensive gun.
Awesome.
Shield mags are the same ways. Go ahead. I was just going to say the Shield magazines are the same way. Smith & Wesson is very proud of all their magazines, and if you get them from like a Cabela's or something like that and get them full price, yeah, they're $40.
Yeah,
That's
and that's pretty much par for the course on a lot of guns. That's not just necessarily to gripe on SD9. I think a lot of people buy the SD9 VE, a value price gun, but you don't have a value price magazine to go with it. But it comes with two 16 or 17 round mags. I think it's 16 round mags. So you're set up well right out of the box.
I got lucky on that one. I sent one in for repair.
Yeah.
And they said keep your mags, and they wound up just sending me a whole brand new one with 2 more mags.
Now you had to send your SD9. You sent your SD9 VE in for repair.
It was SD40 actually.
Oh, what happened to it?
It was just
not reliable.
It wasn't reliable, and it got to where they said the frame was cracked. I didn't see a crack on the frame, but it got to where, like, when you would rack it back and pull the trigger with no magazine and no round in the chamber, the slide would just go pop off.
Ooh. Oh. And the thing about that gun is that's definitely a heavier round than the 9mm. And I'm assuming they're using the same frame. They're using the same slide. They're going to obviously have a different extractor, different firing mechanism. But it shares so much with the 9mm. Did they really beef it up for the 40 cal and to take a lot of heavy use or high round count without having any kind of issue?
That's a good question. If they design it as a defense pistol, they probably didn't necessarily design it to be a range gun.
Yeah. Now, on yours, were you running a steel guide rod in it? Because some guys complain that if you put the steel guide rod in the SD9 VE, that it does in fact crack the rear of the frame over time where that guide rod sits when it cycles. Were you running that at all or not?
Yeah, I was.
You were? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like I said, unless it was just a tiny little hairline crack, I'd look for stuff like that, and so I don't know if they just.
I'm guessing their tools or their machinery or whatever found something that was obviously a little more.
I would hope. I've been in different kinds of repair business. Sometimes they just like, well, yeah, I did that, and they reproduce the problem and they swap it. That may be that level of price point where they can just do that.
Yeah. Jim, since you're just joining us, what are your thoughts on a shotgun for home defense, a rifle for home defense, and then what do you prefer for a pistol for home defense? What do you think?
Honestly, the pistol I use for home defense is generally, I mean, I have 3 options, but generally the one I carry that day. So it could be that SD40, it could be a P320, or it could be the Glock I own. Any one of those is fine. I think if typically, I guess you can use a little larger of a pistol for home defense, and I don't put a light on my pistols either. I just leave a flashlight on the nightstand all the time and check the batteries every now and then. So I don't necessarily carry smaller pistols, so they both fill both roles. As far as shotguns go, I'm sure you've gone over all of the 12 gauge.
Yeah, throw out your thoughts on there. What do you think?
Yeah, 12 gauge pump action with the home defense length barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Generally speaking, whether that's Remington or Mossberg or Benelli or whatever.
Yeah, we were saying double-aught buck for the I think we kind of agreed to double-aught buck, and then we said 18.5, 19-inch barrel, and then obviously you're gonna have to mount some kind of a light on it because it'd be hard to hold on to a flashlight while you're maneuvering that, and so a lot of guys might not be comfortable with that, but it might just be something that you're gonna have around the home. So
yeah, my shotgun actually has a little. I got a little ring that fits over the mag tube. And has basically Picatinny. It's almost like a little round Picatinny section that I clipped a little light onto.
Oh, okay. So that does the job.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. We have Sean Newman's chiming in on the YouTube side. I'm building an AR pistol for home defense, picking up a lower today. Sounds good, man. That's the way to do it. Yeah, AR pistols are just awesome. Just the maneuverability around the home, just the toss them in the back of your vehicle. Just the overall, the lack of length in them just makes them wonderful. Whether you go with a carbine caliber or I'm sorry, pistol caliber, or you go with a 5.56 or 300 blackout, definitely the way to go. Jim, what were you thinking about handguns for home defense? What are your thoughts on that?
Handguns?
Yeah. What's your preference on something like that for home defense?
I think I like to see something with a little bit of capacity. But in reality, so the SIG P320 I have is what I carry most of the time. I'll leave it in its holster. I don't like the idea of leaving it outside of its holster and then waking up at 3 a.m. to something going bump in the night, grabbing that and snatching the trigger.
Yeah. Or catching it on something as you pull it over to you,
So I leave it in the holster.
Okay.
And just so when I grab it, I can get my bearings, remove it from the holster if I need to. But something like that, the Glock 19 style SIG P320, something with a little bit of capacity. My wife actually keeps. She's at home during the day. I don't know if I should say that to the whole world, but
well, she's armed. They're idiots if they try to come in. Yeah.
She keeps her. She still likes that Smith & Wesson revolver of hers, so she'll keep her 19-6 handy.
That's another thing too. Not that your significant other couldn't learn to use the firearm that you're using, but make sure they know how to use your bedside gun. But if they have a preference for something, say they want a nice revolver next to you, or they want to go with something without a manual safety, or they want something that's just easy to use, why not? More power to you.
Yep. 357 is effective. So
heck yeah. Get yourself or run it with 38 Special Plus P or the reduced recoil load.
Yep.
Not that it's going to matter in a self-defense situation, but the shots, the recoil could affect accuracy a little bit. You're jacked up on adrenaline and shaking and so on. Something to consider. So, Nice Strike. What is your preference for a home defense pistol?
I use my 1911.
And yours is the ATI, is that right?
Yeah, it's the ATI FX 45 mil.
Now, just good old-fashioned ball ammo.
Yep, just good old-fashioned ball ammo. I mean, if it worked against the Nazis and the Japanese, why not?
Is there really? I'm always kind of curious about this because I know
you can get hollow point.
Okay,
I've looked at it, but if I'm going to get any sort of specialized ammo, I'm probably going to get the Liberty Civil Defense 78 grain because then it becomes like plus P.
Oh yeah,
because it goes anywhere between the speed of it goes from like 1900 to like 2100, Whereas,
Oh wow.
yeah, normally the 45 ACP is extremely slow.
Yeah.
But I don't care what anyone says. Yes, it's slow. I'll give you that. But I don't see anybody outrunning one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are not faster than a speeding bullet. Don't tell me that it's a slow round, because I know for a fact you won't be able to outrun a 45.
Are you speed shaming people?
Yes,
No.
people are
Well, if
speed
you
shaming
want to
me.
speed shame me,
I mean, if you look at the energy that a 45 round is going to transfer when it hits human tissue. I mean, come on here, it's going to do some damage whether you like it or not. So here's the deal: is it? I'm kind of a noob when it comes to the 45 hollow point round. Is it even have enough velocity to expand properly? 45 hollow point rounds. Have you watched any ballistics tests on it at all, or any kind of?
I have, and it does expand a little bit, but not that much.
See,
you can use it. You can use it, or you can use ball ammo. I mean, granted, for self-defense, a lot lot of people will say just use hollow point.
Oh,
just use hollow point.
Okay.
Just use hollow point. And hollow point's great, but quite honestly, I'm cheap, so I'm using ball ammo right now.
Yeah.
I did order some Liberty Civil Defense, but apparently it's not here yet.
Okay.
now with when it comes to specialty bullets like hollow points and stuff, if I'm going to be using something that's for defensive use, I'd use something that has a polymer almost tip to it when it comes to handgun rounds, because with hollow points, this is just me and how I understand these things work, is with hollow points you have to have material to fill that hollow point for it to be able to expand. Now, in retrospect, it's probably minimal amount of distance compared between a polymer tipped and a open tip, but when you have something that's a polymer tip and that contacts another material, it forces it open before essentially it enters the area that you're shooting at, instead of waiting longer to expand as soon as you hit your target.
Yeah. Real quick on the gun channel side, the guys are making a really good point here. I would not want to shoot a 357 Magnum in the house. You'd want to make sure you've got active ear protection ready to go. But I mean, any handgun that you fire in the home is going to have some effects. You would think.
I can tell you from personal experience. I sit right here with no ear pro or nothing. Shot my fucking dryer with a 44 Magnum. Didn't even notice any ear problem.
Okay.
It happened so quick.
Yeah. Well, I nothing wrong keeping some foamies around. You can slip in real quick, or just something you could throw over you if you have the time to do it. Obviously, we'd rather see you defend yourself than sit there and fiddle with your ear pro.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to hear a 357 or a 9mm or a shotgun shell or any of the above.
Even a 22 pistol at the range can be loud. I mean, I'm just telling you, just from personal experience.
I want to know what your guys' opinion is on the TRR-8 or the TRR-L, whatever, the 8-shot revolver.
I don't even know what it is, so.
All right, let's take a look at this thing. See, we got
anybody know what I'm talking about?
The Model 327 TRR-8 Smith & Wesson Performance Center. I can do a screen share real quick.
That's the one.
Let's check it out. I mean, I obviously just looking at it, I immediately like it. I mean, I have no choice, but $13.29 for suggested retail. 8-shot, 357 mag. I mean, it's going to be a beast. I think it's going to do the job.
And it's 8-shot, which I find pretty awesome for a revolver.
Oh yeah, yeah. How can you not like that? Ooh, there's
for a lot less money than that, you can get a Taurus 608.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I got a little. Oh my God, look at that! You got yourself a Picatinny up on top. It must be. Okay, I like that. I like that. Yeah.
I'm gonna jump back a little bit to the rifles and essentially pistols as well.
Yeah.
Try if you're gonna run it unsuppressed, or if you're in a state that won't allow you to have suppressors like I am, try to stay away from compensators, because the echo. I mean, it's already gonna be stupid loud, but compensators or muzzle brakes will just amplify that effect pretty decently.
So you're saying just use a megaphone, right?
Yes, I had a situation where I was in what is it, the IPSEC or whatever it is, IDPA, that's what it was. I was in an inside IDPA match, and my hearing protection shifted off of my ears because I bumped it against a wall. I took a shot with my 357 SIG, and
Ooh.
it has porting on it, and oh my gosh, it was horrible.
Ouch.
My ears were ringing for like a week straight.
And you don't get that back,
Yeah, yeah.
unfortunately.
Was you standing between baffles?
I was in a hallway, pretty much.
Oof.
Yeah, see, like in a room, one shot is unlikely going to ring your ears. Now,
Yeah.
if you get into a gunfight where you're firing several rounds, yeah. But Jesus Christ, I would not risk taking the time to stick fucking earplugs in and wait. If somebody's in
Yeah,
my
I
house.
had electronic hearing
That-
protection on.
That's
And
why
then
I
it popped
recommend
off.
for people to carry the not the foam earplugs, but the ones that come already shaped with those three levels in the earpiece.
Okay.
You could just stick those in your ear, and when you're done, you wash them off and you put them away.
Check
They're
your mail.
Yeah, but
reusable.
again, I think about the aftermath, and you know, if you end up having to go to court to defend yourself, do you want to have to explain to the prosecutor why it is that you had the time to get all prepared and put ear protection on and all that kind of stuff, and then it's going to look like you went hunting somebody.
I
mean,
didn't. I
I'm
didn't
sorry,
say you
I
should
heard
have
something.
them.
I mean,
I
I
didn't say
agree
you
that
have them.
my hearing is worth a lot, but I agree too that I'm not gonna, if I'm gonna go check something out, I'm not gonna go take the time to put my eyes and ears on and get all ready to go because
I'm just
again it
saying.
looked like it was premeditated.
Right. I'm just saying you should have a pair on you. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I
I'm saying
don't carry those on me. They're in my range bag. I don't carry them on me.
I'm saying the same thing, but I mean a pair of testes. Go stop the threat.
Right. Yeah, if something wakes me up in the middle of the night and I hear noises downstairs, then I'm going to tell my wife, you barricade yourself in the bedroom, you call 911, and I'm going to go see what it is. Although in our state, if I already know somebody's coming in, I can't go see what it is. I have to barricade myself in the bedroom too, but that's probably a different chat.
How
do you
many
put a pair of
people have
pistons
gone
in
to
your
the
ear?
range with earmuffs? They go to shoot a long gun. They put their cheek on the stock the way they're supposed to. The earmuff slides over, bang, you fire, or the guy next to you fires, or gal fires, and next thing you know, your ears are ringing.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
all had it happen. That's what's going to happen if you shoot somebody inside your house. I realize you're inside of a box that's going to reverberate more, but the court thing aside and the wasting time aside, the end of the day is you'll live. So just consider that.
Amen.
Yeah, that's this is true. This is true.
What you're going to do is you're gonna act whatever way you're going to act at the time. If you think you've got time, I mean, that's probably going to be the last thing on your mind is, where's my ear pro? I mean, unless you purposely put it by the bed. I mean, it's a great argument for a suppressor, but then there's something else they'll argue in court going, see, he had a suppressor. He thinks he's an assassin. And that's you. If you don't have a good lawyer, then that's on you. And I got to tell you, I've retained a lawyer before, and he's been a bad lawyer. And I'm like, oh, crap, I gave this guy retainer fee. I'm stuck with him. So it does happen. But if you don't have a good lawyer to say, look, this, whether the guy used ear protection, whether he had a suppressor, whether he reloaded his own ammo, whether, none of that is, somebody broke into his house and threatened his family. If your lawyer won't do that for you, there's your real problem, really, than litigation. As far as the ringing in your ears, I mean, I guess it's personal preference, but at the end of the day, if we're all gun guys, we've shot without ear pro by mistake before, or just had something happen, and we've had that ringing, and it sucks. It totally sucks, but you'll get past it. The thing is, if you're doing it over and over and over again over time, where you're going to go deaf.
Yeah.
But John, that TR8, the Smith & Wesson TR8, you were asking about?
Right.
Yeah, we were talking
Great
about that
shooter.
earlier. Yeah.
Great shooter.
Awesome.
I like the sights. It's well balanced, handles pretty good. I only shot one once, but I was really impressed with it. I'm not really a Smith guy. I'm not anti-Smith, but I got to say, it's a great shooting revolver.
There's also a 7-shot revolver. I don't remember the brand. It has, I think, a bull barrel. I mean, this is a big, chunky revolver, but it's a 7-shot, not an 8-shot. I don't remember.
You got your Smith & Wesson 686 plus. The 386 is out there also. Then there's the Taurus 617, 7-round, 357 mag.
It's got to. I believe it's got to be the Taurus. I'm pretty sure it's not a Smith & Wesson, the one I'm thinking
Or
about.
617.
Yeah,
Might be
and I heard a
the
lot of
Taurus-
good things about that.
The Taurus 627 is a sweet shooter too. That's the tracker.
627. That's the 7-shot I was thinking about. That's a 7-shot.
That's the Taurus tracker. But again, that thing's factory ported, so it's going to be loud. But I guess at the end of the day, I agree with Squib. You're going to be alive.
Yeah, that's what everybody keeps saying in the chat. Yeah.
I'd rather give up some hearing than my family.
I'm not saying that having hearing protection by the bed isn't a good idea. I'm not saying that if you've got time, you're barricaded, that maybe you don't put it in, or maybe you jam an earplug in one ear and leave the other one for hearing, or you get the electronic muffs so you can actually hear better, but it muffles the sound. It just depends what's your situation. How much time do you have? Are the police on the way? Have you already called it? You know, it's going to be a little bit hard to be talking into the phone on 911 with ear protection in. So
That's true.
I don't disagree with you. I don't think it's a stupid idea by any means. I know personally I'm probably not going to go try and hunt down some earplugs before I see what's going on downstairs or something, or barricade myself either way. But I mean, I'm a hunter. I've been shooting deer rifles since I was a teenager, and I've never had ear protection out in the field hunting. I've shot a lot of guns I've shot more without than with ear pro in my lifetime. And I have some hearing loss. I grew up driving tractors, but yeah, you live.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that is probably the important thing to consider. Squib, since you're just joining us real quick, let's get your opinion on this. What do you think about defensive carbine for the home, or a pistol caliber carbine for the home? Would that be your go-to, or you think a pistol's the best way to go, or a short barrel shotgun? Well, not short barrel, but a home defense shotgun, 18.5-inch barrel. What are your thoughts on any of those?
well, I think it's just like the whole do you have hearing protection by the bed thing. It depends on your setup.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a sec.
No, that's all right. You know, also might depend on what's close to you when you're in your home at the time, that there might be an invasion or there might be something happening. You know, maybe you have something in another room that's different than your bedside gun, because you might not have your bedside gun with you 24/7. So
that's something else to consider.
While we're waiting on Squib, I'll say my piece on the handgun. And the handgun is, practically speaking, the best choice for home defense because it's single-handed operation.
Yeah.
Unless you're using a cannon.
Great point.
But
well, it does free up one hand for a flashlight, or just the ability to open your doors, close doors, to maneuver around.
Turn on lights.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm a little compromised here.
Oh, it's all right, man.
Having one of those mornings. Yeah, you know, I mean, Tony's got a great point, and he's right about having that one hand free and that sort of thing. But there's something to be said about the other options as well, as far as the accuracy and the stability. And you know, you could mount a light on one of them if you prefer to have the light in line with everything as opposed to off to the side, or it's another personal preference thing. It comes down to what's going to fit your environment. If you're in a place where you're kind of concerned about shooting through walls, you got to be careful about the caliber or the type of bullet that you've got in there.
Yep.
You know, I'm always talking about frangibles when it comes to home defense. You know, some people want to have bird shot so they don't go through walls as easily as they would with buckshot or slug. It just, you know, if you live alone, you've got a lot of options. If you've got a big house, you've got a lot of options. If you have property outside, you know, you might need something that reaches out further.
Yeah.
I want to chime in on the birdshot thing too, because everybody makes the jump to 7.5 and shit like that. Now, if you're running 2 or under EBT, it's a whole different matter what's coming out into that gun. You know, all birdshot ain't the same.
Yeah. Yeah, this is true. I mean, there's going to be different, you know, you got your different grades, you got your different velocities, you got your different shot mix. I mean, well.
For me, in our home, it's a matter of what can we get to first. Our setup primarily is we're all down at the end of the same hallway, so my thing is defending that hallway. You know, I've got kids in the bedroom and on the other side and that sort of thing. So as long as they don't get down that hallway, whatever they do in the house is inconsequential. I got insurance. I'm just, as long as they don't come down that hallway, they're probably not going to get, you know, have a problem. If somebody wants to go out and look for the person because they have people in other areas of the house or something like that, that's their personal preference too. But part of the whole hallway thing for me is the litigation. You know, oh, you didn't go be Rambo? Nope. You know, that sort of thing. And the other thing is I'm thinking about the people in my house. For someone living alone, they've got a whole different set of rules. Or for somebody who's in the upstairs bedroom, and that's where the firearm is, and they've got people downstairs, you know, children, guests, whatever, they've got a much bigger problem to deal with. Mm-hmm. You know, as far as being able to cover that house. And then what if you have multiple threats? I kind of like us all being down at the end of one hallway where our backs are kind of to the wall. That means the threat has only one way to come in, unless they want to bore through the outside of the house. So I'm not saying our situation is perfect, but I'm really not as much concerned about shooting through walls where I'm at, but it is a possibility. And yeah, I mean, I don't even know. Are there some states that have laws against frangible ammunition or things like that? Or
I think Illinois might.
I mean, you might run into laws with owning hollow point ammunition or not. I mean, I know we've had that discussion before. If your state allows it or whatever, in terms of what kind of ammo you can actually run in the firearm itself. I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think Illinois might.
Okay. And obviously, they're not going to sell something you're not supposed to legally have anyway, so you shouldn't have to worry about picking up the wrong ammo, but just be careful what you're buying for your gun.
And see, that's something, you know, you may have to use a shotgun because of the laws in your area, or you may have to use a handgun because of the laws in your area, or you want a rifle, but maybe you can get away with a pistol caliber car. So the laws, you know, preventing you from buying certain kinds of ammunition. Maybe you want to shoot with frangible ammunition so that you don't go through a wall by mistake. Yep. And your only option is to get a pistol caliber carbine or a handgun. I mean, it's just, there's so many variables.
Mm-hmm. You know, if you're able to get one, you know, a handgun is definitely a good way to start. Get yourself a good flashlight. Consider getting some sort of a tactical light that'll mount to the pistol, not just, you know, just an option. Really, you can't go wrong with a lot of those pistols. And practice with your handgun too. That's going to be very important. You need to make sure that you are comfortable with it and able to, you know, actually just don't buy a box of 50 rounds and just throw it in your sock drawer and forget about it. You know, obviously, you need to practice with your home defense handgun just as much as you do your concealed carry piece. So that's, you know, it's definitely important to keep that in mind also. Yeah. Any other thoughts, guys, before we go ahead and shut this one down?
I just want to say, David Bowling on the YouTube site says he lives in Maryland. Could someone please adopt him? Also, Chris Gibson, it is my understanding that you can protect your livelihood by force in my state.
All right.
So yeah, your business depending on what it is maybe, or is that any business? I'm not sure what he's referring to.
Okay.
But your livelihood is like a diamond exchange person who happens to carry $300,000 worth of diamonds. They have the right to protect their valuables.
Yep. Yep.
You know, and I believe that's in most states.
Illinois.
Sorry that I jumped in late. Did anybody talk about making sure that you've got your cell phone by the bed?
No, we didn't mention that. I mean, you'd think most people do, but some people might have a little wireless charging pad in the living room where they drop it, or maybe they keep it plugged in, you know.
We keep both cell phones in the bedroom with us. Hers is on her side of the bed. Mine is on my side of the bed. I have separate chargers going to both phones. They're plugged into chargers all night long. There's not going to be a situation where you go to use it and the battery's dead. I mean, that's more for in the morning so that you've got a fully charged phone for when you go to work.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the phone up there, you're going to run into a problem. If you say, well, I've got a landline, okay, some people know how to cut a landline. So the phone isn't necessarily going to save your life the way a firearm will, but it's going to be something you're going to need. So it's really nothing to buy an extra phone charger, to get a long enough cord. You buy them on Amazon, for Pete's sakes.
Oh, yeah.
And just get what you need and make sure that you've got it there.
And I agree with you wholeheartedly. And you're also taking into consideration the fact that you're trying to leave as few possible. What's the word I'm looking for? You're trying not to have as many things to think of. Exactly, as few things to think about if those situations arise.
Yep.
Yeah, when it comes to phone charging phones, I actually swapped out the power outlet on my wife's side of the bed, with one that has one standard power outlet and 2 USB ports.
Yep.
So my phone chargers, and then I run a long charging cable up to my nightstand, and it's just always there.
Yep.
That way, it's convenience, but it's also a little bit of preparedness for, you're not running around trying to find stuff. And
exactly.
Yeah, I'm pretty OCD about our phones also in the house. My wife has a tendency to just leave hers around the house when she gets ready to come to bed. So I'm always grabbing it and plugging it in to make sure it's ready to go for the morning. So it is right there by the bedside. So
Patrick out in chat is asking about rock salt.
What?
I mean, it works good on ghosts according to Supernatural. I can tell you about that.
The thing with rock salt is even though James Bond showed it to be extremely ineffective, it could be exceptionally lethal, depending on the rock salt.
Yeah, I just stick with your double-aught buck, and I think we're all going to go home happy. Because again, if you're going to use this thing in a defensive situation, you either want to eliminate the perpetrator or prepare for some heavy liability and litigation. So your best option is going to be your best defense.
If you can mitigate shooting through walls or it's not an issue, then yeah, I say go double-aught buck.
Is he talking about the salt and pepper rounds?
No, he's talking about rock salt. It's an old thing from way
last
back.
Bond movie. Yeah.
Oh no, rock salt rounds were around long.
Oh yeah. Kind of as like a riot control round or a non-lethal option.
Oh, okay.
They were good for running off stray dogs and shit too.
Well, that's what an intruder is basically anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But a dog's hide when they're covered with fur is tough enough that the rock salt don't penetrate; it just stings.
Yeah.
On a person, their skin.
Oh yeah,
it was the original less lethal round or non-lethal round. Yeah, people would if you had somebody coming in and stealing watermelons out of your watermelon patch or something like that, you load up a shotgun with rock salt because they're neighborhood kids. You don't want to kill them. You just want to send them home with a butt full of rock salt to explain to mom and dad how they got it.
Taser.
Remember the good old days when you could pepper the neighbor kids with rock salt for going through your car?
Yeah,
I always
times
heard
have changed.
I just thought of something with home defense wise. I'm sorry to cut off your conversation, but dude, I was kind of listening to this as background noise. Trying to clean up my room here, but if you have like a wife or something that wife or husband, depending on who's listening, but if you have a partner that is in your house and you were to have, you should be able to communicate. Communication is paramount when it comes to when you have more than one person in your house, because you don't want to, if you end up getting separated, which I suggest that you not get separated in a home defense scenario. But if you do, you should be able to communicate to your counterpart and say, "Hey, the bad guy's down." Because when you have one person in a room and then you hear down the hall people are shooting and screaming and stuff, and you come up the steps, that person is going to get really, really antsy, and you don't want to walk in the door to have your wife or your husband shoot you in like the face. You know,
that's something to definitely discuss, I think, with your significant other. That's, something to keep in consideration.
Well, the other thing would be able to recognize their voice versus somebody else's voice, or know what sort of way they would say something to you in a stress situation. You're not going to be nice to each other. Forget about hurt feelings. Right then and there, it's crunch time.
A lot of people practice situations where they use code words too.
Yeah.
Which is that's an old military thing. In the dark, when you're approaching a checkpoint, you're coming back in from patrol. Halt, who goes there? You need to give them the password, or they're going to know you're the enemy. So it's kind of that sort of thing.
Knick-knack, paddywhack.
Paddywag. Paddywag.
You have to figure out the reference.
Knick-knack, nightwagon?
Movie that's a reference.
Oh, geez.
That's a movie.
Give a dog a bone.
Reference.
Knick-knack, nightwagon. What can we shoot out of an
dog a
AK?
bone is answer to the knick-knack, paddywhack password.
Shall not be infringed.
Yeah, there you go. Shall not be infringed. Yeah. Oh man, that's crazy stuff. Oh man.
I'm at the door. Don't fucking shoot me.
Yeah, that works.
That's a good password.
That's just as effective. Hey, real quick, Sean Newman has a question for us, and I don't know if I really have an answer, but it says, Travis, is there a good muzzle device besides suppressors that work well inside the house? I've heard mixed conclusions on the flash or blast cans. I've read reviews on people that have those on their Raider AR pistols that they purchased from like PSA and stuff like that. I know they say it throws a lot of noise downrange, which should not be your concern, but I honestly could not tell you. I have no experience with a flash can or blast can. AWAG, what do you think?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I thought you were saying, whoa, because I thought maybe you had an idea on that. Do you have any experience with a flash can or a blast can on any kind of a firearm? Looking at an alternative to a suppressor? Yeah.
Okay. Strike Industries makes a flash suppressor that I'm going to be using on one of my bolt actions. It's called the Oppressor. And then they have the Ferdinand device, which is a concussion reduction device that goes over their muzzle brakes, and it's very, very effective. I would suggest getting one of those. It's not a suppressor, but it acts more like a flash hider, and the reason why I can have a flash hider on a firearm in New Jersey is because it's a bolt action. But other than that, the Oppressor actually sort of works like a suppressor, but it's not.
Okay.
And it propels the blast forward.
Yeah.
And it increases your felt recoil a little bit.
Yeah.
But other than that, it keeps the light from muzzle flash, and it keeps the blast going downrange instead of to the sides and back into your ears.
Yeah, we got some good suggestions popping up here, man. Surefire blast diffuser, and then also the CAC flash can. So maybe give one of these a try. Might be worth looking into.
Yeah. I mean, some of them are pretty expensive. They're roughly like $100 or more. The new Oppressor is like $175, I think. But other than that, they're pretty neat little devices.
Cool. Yeah, so that might be a nice alternative for those people that either don't have or don't want or don't feel like messing around with a suppressor. Another person made a pretty good point. Yeah, if that's used in defensive shooting, your suppressor is going to be locked up for years as evidence for the court case until you can get it back.
Oh yeah, and when you do get it back, it's probably going to be like bent or something because these people that put them in the armories or the evidence lockup, they don't care.
Yeah, or it might accidentally get lost, you know, and
Yeah.
in the when somebody's doing inventory, you know, misplace a couple M4s, huh? Yeah. But anywho, so, yeah.
Just keep a Sky or a Jimenez in the same caliber of the one that you shot.
Just don't
just
buy
give that
CPS
to police when they
too.
come in. No, you're going to give that to the cops so they can keep up an investigation.
Yes, but then like I said, the ballistics don't match the barrel, or you know.
Yeah.
Well, damn, somebody else must have shot him.
I don't know. I heard gunshots outside. I don't know. There's a hole in my window. I don't know. You know, or
we joke around, but it's crap that you're a homeowner, you're a law-abiding citizen, you have no criminal record, you pay taxes, you try to do the right thing, you try to be responsible, you set up a home security plan, you have everything in place, you're doing all the right things, and somebody who isn't a law-abiding citizen, somebody who doesn't give a crap about other people's freedoms, comes into your home and threatens your family and yourself, not just your property. You don't know what they're going to do. And you take what most people would consider reasonable, responsible action, and you're the one in cuffs going to jail. That's something I would like to see change more so than some of this other garbage that people are out there talking about us getting. Is, I mean, when they say castle doctrine, they should mean castle doctrine. You're in your home, they're an intruder, case closed. Sorry to inconvenience you tonight, sir. Here's your firearm back. I hope you can get some sleep. You know, not any of this. You're coming downtown, and but I don't know this guy. Okay, he's got a gun. I have my family in here, and he wouldn't leave, and I had to do something, and you guys weren't here. How hard is this? Nope, sorry, we have to investigate this as a homicide. It's garbage, but this is what we have to deal with. So we're joking around about it, but we all know that it's something that, unfortunately, life's not fair, and it's something we all have to deal with if for that situation ever did happen.
Yeah.
So now that Squibby's brought up taxes, anybody planning to buy new guns with the new tax refunds?
Bro, we paid in, man. What refund? Are you kidding me? When you're middle class and no children, you just get
what's a tax return?
Yeah, what's a
If
tax
you're middle
return?
class with children, it don't make a difference.
Well, we at least could have deducted that. We can't deduct our animals. It costs as much as children, our dog and our cat. But no, that won't be happening for me. I'm just in the market for an upper for the AR right now, and that's it. The lower that I just finished last night. But
oh, that's awesome.
Oh yeah. Don't know which way to go. I'm really, really torn. I might have to buy multiples. I don't know. I don't know. Every time I go to PSA, they're sold out everything, so I can't find anything right now. It's my own problem.
See, I told you.
Well, what I'm looking at, they've always got the 224 Valkyrie upper in stock, but I like the 22 Nosler right now too. I might look at a 300. Well, I can't do 300 blackout, but or I'm just checking out.
Wait. Why can't you do 300 blackout?
Well, unless I SBR it, it's a rifle. It's a carbine registered lower, some pistol lower. I can't find a lot of 300.
A carbine's a 16-inch barrel, right?
Yeah, but
It's actually
having
not anything
finding,
until you put the first upper on it.
Yeah, but no, I'm having trouble finding a like anything longer than 10.5 inch for 300 blackout on PSA. I don't think
go
they
to Anderson.
Anything. Oh, Anderson has it. Okay, I haven't looked around a whole lot, but okay, because there's not a lot of them out there. To be honest with you, there's not compared to
that's true.
762 by 39 or 5.56 obviously, but yeah.
What about the AR Stoner brand from Midway? I don't know if they're. Well, no, I mean, do they offer that 16-inch 300 blackout?
I honestly, I haven't even looked because I hadn't found much initially, so I kind of gave up. So I was kind of debating if I wanted to go maybe with like a 20-inch 5.56 for a longer range varmint gun, or if I want to try the 22 Nosler, if I want to try really like the 224 Valkyrie. I was kind of curious to see how that stuff does, how that round does out to longer distances of 1,000 rounds.
Everything you're saying, they're all good choices. It's like, what do you do?
I know that's part of and part of me just wants to get a nice, nice like M-lock railed, 5.56 18 and just go with it,
You
So
just buy
it's
3 or 4 more lowers and go to town.
yeah, or just buy a bunch of different uppers and just test them all out. I might just go that route too, because it's, there's always something for sale out there when you look around. But a lot of the online retailers right now are having 5 to 10 day shipping delays, and there's no inventory.
Yeah, I got an email from Anderson apologizing for delay. It was the one they sent out to all their customers. That right now they're backed up with work, and I sent some emails before the panic buying started to a couple manufacturers just asking some technical questions, and only one of them got back to me a week later, and they did open it up with, "We're sorry, just right now our technical department is being flooded with questions."
Yeah.
So yeah, but I've seen some places where stuff's out of stock, and I've seen some places where it's still there and it's still the price it was before.
Yeah.
The sources haven't totally dried up, but at some point, the more they clamp down on the vice, the more we're going to see what we've seen in the past.
Did you tell them? Did you ask them if they're hiring that you could come in and do it yourself?
Yeah, there
Dude,
you
I
go.
fix them. I don't make them. I fix them, but I don't make them.
No, I'm saying if they're hiring, you go and they pay you and you come in and you make your run, so they don't have to worry about it.
Oh, do it yourself? No, there's all kinds of legal implications when you do that. Yeah, just come on in and use our equipment, and you can make it yourself. That's been tried before, and people have gotten in trouble with the law.
Oh, okay. All right.
You're manufacturing without an FFL. You're having somebody saying, here's all the tools, here's all the components. Just use our stuff. We're just going to stand back and make sure you don't, poke your eye out and just make it. And there's some sort of legalities regarding that. So I don't know all of it. I'm not a lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer either. I'm not going to bother.
I just play one on TV.
Okay, hey, real quick, Squibby, just give you a heads up. Yeah, they do have the AR Stone or AR-15A3 upper receiver assembly, 300 blackout, 16-inch barrel with the 15-inch M-Lock handguard for $499 at Midway USA. But I think I can get that'd be one option, because there's not a lot of them out there. I can also get 22 Nosler in an 18-inch barrel for $499 also. So there's some other options out there too.
Personally, if you want to build an AR, I'd honestly just build the upper yourself and source the components. That way you can. It's not necessarily cheaper, but you can get what parts you want and you can put it together. All you need is a vice block for an upper, essentially. So if you have a vice in your house somewhere,
I got one in the garage.
You can. That's the only thing that you need to torque down the barrel nut, and it might dog up the bottom of your receiver, but other than that, you can sand that out and refinish it, no problem.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that's nice is you've already got one, so this can be a real project. You're not in any rush to get it put together for a match or for hunting or for something like that. You can take your time and do whatever you want because you've got one sitting behind you. So yeah, you can have fun with it.
Yeah, there's quite a few options out there. I can try a few different types. When I was talking 300 blackout, I was just saying that I was having trouble finding a 16-inch, 300 blackout, a fully assembled upper that was ready to go, because most of what you find is 10.5-inch, 7-inch, 8.5-inch, because the guys are running on a pistol AR. So that's one reason why.
All right.
CNN has some decent uppers. That's another place to check. Bear Creek Armory, Bear Creek Arsenal also has them. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else. Brownells might have some uppers. I think they have some uppers also. And I know that Optics Planet carries uppers, but they're all from Radical. And I did not have good with Radical. I know. I can't recommend it. Sean Pondry is okay with his. I think he's.
What's wrong with the Radical?
Optics Planet. Optics Planet.
Oh, yeah. But before it wasn't the situation. Radical Firearms, there's just a lot of complaints about quality and fit and finish and gas block issues, and mine didn't run worth the darn. And I tried it on 2 different lowers, and it still.
I'm guessing the customer service is not that good either.
Well, I think customer service is okay. I just think that their fit and finish and maybe the pay attention to detail is just not there.
Okay.
Optics Planet was taking forever to ship something. You'd be waiting weeks and weeks and weeks for it, and I didn't like that. But I still, on occasion, bought stuff from them. But the recent decision to I don't know what you want to call it, cater to pressure, I call it, they're saying obey the law, but it's like, well, you haven't been doing it up to now, so what's different? If they move to another state, like some of these other companies have done and gone, you know, screw you and your communist laws in Illinois, sorry, Tony, then we'll, you know, we're going to relocate to another state. So if they relocate to another state, they'll redeem themselves in my eyes. But if they stay where they're at, or they don't try to, I don't know, pump money into some sort of Pro 2A over there to get the laws changed, then I don't see them doing anything other than just putting their business first and the hell with everything else. That's just my opinion.
Unfortunately, they're not the only ones. You know, you have companies in states like California and New York also, unfortunately.
You do, but I mean, there's, I don't know. I mean, look what Magpul did. I mean, they bailed out of Colorado, and some other companies have left. I mean, you know, Beretta went to Tennessee, and Armalite went to Arizona, and you know, I mean,
Weatherby went to Wyoming or Idaho or somewhere up there.
Yeah, I think they went to Wyoming, actually. They moved because of they were just more receptive to pro-gun production factories, better tax laws too, so, yeah.
And if they're going to say that the law says that they can't sell these things because they're in that state, well, you were doing it for years. That law's been around, and you've been doing it for years. What suddenly changed? What, did you get caught red-handed? I don't know, you know, what is it? You're selling them out of state. You're not, so I don't know, but whatever.
RL Sewer had a good suggestion in the YouTube chat for uppers and whatnot. You should check out Primary Arms.
Yeah, I've been looking at them too. There's a lot of companies out there. I'm looking at Atlantic Firearms. I do like that Wolf T91 series upper. Those are pretty cool. They've got their SBRs, but you know, there's some really cool options out there. That's part of the problem of having a lower sitting around is, okay, now what do I go with? You know?
Yep.
Yeah. In our inventory, we've got an FN. We've got a DSA, we've got a PSA, and we've got 2 Andersons. So there's a lot of brands out there.
Yeah.
If you go Primary Arms, you'll keep it here in Houston too. So.
Oh, dude, I order from them all the time. I mean, and they've got the most insanely fast shipping times. I'm not kidding. I'll order on a Monday. You know, it's not Amazon Prime or anything. I'll literally have it by Wednesday or Thursday. It'll ship that night, and I'll get it within 2 to 3 days.
That's pretty awesome.
Why don't you go with an NS Custom?
Hatfield.
Look who finally showed up.
Hey.
The guy who suggested this chat
Yes.
just got here.
Good morning, little boy. How you doing? Thank you for joining us today.
Look, dude, I had an extremely interesting night last night.
You did not stay up till 2:30 in the morning. You did not stay up till 2:30 in the morning talking with HVS and Patrick. So I don't want to hear it.
I was listening. Outlaw put me to sleep. He was giving me a bedtime story last night. It was bedtime story 2.0. Is that what you were talking about?
Oh yeah.
I literally fell asleep with YouTube playing on my phone. I woke up and I was like, "Whoa, what?" And then I turned off the video.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to this.
It was. I was sitting there listening, laughing. I was like, and then I was out. Yeah.
I didn't go to bed till about 5 o'clock this morning.
Dude.
Okay? Don't give me shit.
No, good for you, man. More power to you, brother.
You should have just stayed up and powered through it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just push through, man. You can always go to sleep at noon.
It must have been the full moon because I was up until after 2.
Yeah. Hashtag shall not be relaxed, huh? Yeah. But Outlaw, okay, so Ellis, tell us something. What are your 3 choices for shotgun, rifle, and pistol for home defense? Because we've already gone through the whole gamut. We're just kind of shooting the breeze right now before we call it. What do you think?
Shotgun, Mossberg 590A1. I just bought one.
We were talking about that. We were saying that's a pretty sweet little piece that you picked up. How much was that?
Oh Lord,
400? No, 450?
About 450.
I was like, yeah. No, that's a neat gun, man. That is a nice little shot.
$500, and it's a 20-inch barrel, 9 rounds, and I love her. Home
carbine rifle,
AR-15. Whatever flavor you decide to go with, because there's so many out there right now. And as far as a handgun goes, whatever you're comfortable with.
Right on.
Keep it simple. You ain't got to get fancy.
We were talking light, no light. If you guys are mentioning like an RMR up on it, have flashlight by the bed, do whatever you want to do. Have something. Suppressor maybe.
I'm not one of these guys that's big on the idea of having a light on your home protection piece, and this is why. I don't believe in giving your position away, and that's what that light does. All it does is give it's your house. If you wake up in the middle of the night, somebody's in your house, your eyes is already adjusted to the dark, so you're going to be able to see pretty damn well.
Yeah.
So,
and I'll tell you right now, I do have a pistol mounted light, but then I also have a separate flashlight right by the gun too. So I mean, I can grab that also, and it's got 2 different brightness levels, so make it lowered if I need to, or raise it, or strobe. So I mean, there's I have one on there, but I mentioned the glare. You got a TLR1. When you turn that thing on inside our house, we got white walls everywhere. It just bounces light, and you get blinded by it. Fortunately, I didn't think about that at the time when I was buying it. Yes, I was blinded by the light.
Unless you're one of those guys that's married to one of these women that like to change every position of everything in the house like once a month.
Not here. Thank God.
That's a good question, though. What do you guys think of a strobe in a self-defense situation?
Actually, from my experience playing airsoft, which is actually a pretty good training tool for force on force, there are people that use strobe lights on those, and it's very disorienting.
It's like having camera flash going off, a tenth of a second. If you ever stand in front of one of yours and play around with it, oh no. Can imagine, 30, 40 feet, that thing is that light's gonna expand out. It's like having camera flashes going off. It is gonna give away your position, but it's gonna be so hard for them to see. I mean, there's got to be a reason why they put those on those guns, and some of those tactical lights are, we're talking duty lights here there's a definite use for it.
I've noticed my first reaction when I encounter these on the airsoft field is a natural reaction is to just look away and to not. It basically makes you look away and not focus on the threat.
Yeah.
So, I would say something with a very high frequency flash rate. I would definitely do a strobe light.
I think I hear another nice little line of defense going off in the background there, AWAG. Is that your dog?
Yes. That's one of my dogs. They want to go outside.
So that's a good home defense accessory because it's going to hear noise and smell things and pick up stuff before you will. Yeah. So consider having yourself a nice canine around the house that will alert you. So yep.
He sounds like a big one too.
Getting some sort of small dog, because I know most people are like, oh, small dogs don't do anything. Yeah, but they act like violently.
They yip. Everybody on our block, they've got these little terrier things, and they've got chihuahuas, and they don't shut up. I mean, they go, when I walk my dog around, I did the math. There's about 15 dogs on my block, one city block. There's 15 to 16 dogs, literally. Some of these people have 2 or 3. And when I walk around in the evening, my little guy just lights up every single house. You can hear every dog freaking out. I mean, most people have 2 or 3, and that's fine. But I mean, it's loud, man. I mean, and those little guys, these little ones are the ones that make the most noise.
Yeah.
You know what they are? They're just hairy rats that identify as dogs.
Yeah. Terrier. It's French for rat, isn't it? I don't know. It might be. Yep. No offense to terrier owners out there. That's not. I mean, no harm, no foul. But it's kind of interesting with the dog. But do consider having yourself a canine, especially if you don't have anybody else in the house. It's just you two. Get yourself a dog and whatever. It's better than having nothing. So
yeah,
cool.
Yes, going back to my original thing.
Yeah, man.
If you're looking for a upper or a lower, just get an NS Plus. Night Strike's going to make good shit. Just give him time.
I've been waiting. I got money on standby to hook up him or AWAG, but it's not happening. So got to get that manufacturer's license.
We got to get AWAG a place to stay so that he can move down here.
He can move into the gun shack. Aren't you guys looking at buying one? You're gonna get yourself a little manufacturing facility he can move into.
What is the website address for Nightwag Works?
Nightwag and Gunworks does not have a web address yet. AWAG's working on it.
That'll be the official sponsor of GunTube, right?
Just remember, Night Strike. I'm giving you all this publicity. I expect a job.
And I want a discount. I want an affiliate discount when I review your gun.
Yeah, okay, just as long as you don't upload all of your videos to GunTube.
No, if I do, it'll be on just for him. I'm not going to go all vid me on GunTube. I promise that.
When
Wow.
You start dropping AR uppers in 44 Magnum, then I'll start thinking about doing some business with it.
That is that out there yet? That might be out there. They're making all kinds of weird
44?
caliber uppers now. Yeah.
Why not go 454?
Was it 458 SOCOM? There you go.
No, 454 Casull.
Well, yeah, but I'm thinking you get 458 SOCOM, you're good to go. So
That's different than most of the guns I got here. Unity of caliber.
Think about it though. An AR 10-inch barrel 44 Magnum. Could you imagine how much fuck up that would do to somebody?
Here's the thing. I've looked at, doing this. Olympic Arms used to do this, but I guess they didn't put much money into it. But I want to make AR-15s in 30 carbine.
Now here's the thing, is you can actually make a 357 Magnum AK because 7.62 by 39 and 357 Magnum have the exact same head stamp size. So all you need is a different barrel on it, and you're good to go.
Well, magazines though
is a rim cartridge.
Yeah, it's just going to be a little more difficult to make magazines for it, but other than that, it's totally functional.
Well, you
Look, it sounds to me like you're talking about the innovation that people wanted, but that this year they really didn't get.
You can always pick up your Nightwag Industries magazines.
There you go. Real quick, guys. Tony, what time were you guys ready to go live? Were you ready to go live at now?
Jimmy just messaged me, said he's ready to get ready. So
Okay. We're going to go ahead and call it. We had a nice little 2-hour discussion. Hopefully, if you listen to this, just take into consideration your home defense options. Listen to the advice we give you. Got a lot of experience on the panel. I'm going to let you guys say goodbye real quick. We'll do a little recognition of who's out there on the YouTube side and the gun channel side, and then we'll call it. Hopefully be back next Saturday. Not sure 100%. I'll let you guys know. A lot of gun shows coming up that I want to go to, so we'll see what goes down. But, AWAG, you want to say anything before we go?
Hang on, guys. I got to jump in here and say bye.
All right. Okay, see you later, Tony. Thanks a lot, buddy, for joining us.
Later, Tony.
You guys make sure you go over there and listen to their morning show. Listen to the early watch. AWAG, you want to say anything, bud?
Just check out my channel for the ludicrousness that is what's going to be coming up, mostly airsoft stuff. So if you're not into airsoft stuff, then stay away from my channel. Other than that,
it's all good.
I'm going to be starting another project, which is my Gambler 500 build, which is basically $500 vehicle. I'm going to outfit for off-road use for this event in September in Pennsylvania. That's various amounts of off-roadness. So hopefully I will have a vehicle soon.
Cool.
Yeah. So.
All right, man. Jim, you want to say anything before we go, buddy?
Stay on your congressman.
Oh yes. Do not become lax in your participation in protecting our rights. Keep an eye on what your state's trying to pass for rules and regulations, and let them know when it's not right.
Yep.
Right on, man. Okay, Night Strike. Anything you want to say before we go?
Yeah, if you haven't done so already, check out Indiegogo and look up the Target Tulsa campaign, because I don't have enough money right now to go to Target Tulsa to go to Tulsa. I'm holding a Indiegogo campaign to try and generate funds so I can go to Tulsa. But if I can't get at least a quarter of what I've got it listed for, I'm not going. There's just no way.
Okay. Cool. Definitely support Night Strike there. Let's make that happen. Let's see. Sandhill Shooter, anything you want to say before we go?
Thanks for having me today. Yeah. It's been a great discussion, and thanks everybody for all the great input.
Right on, man. Cool. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate you doing that, and have yourself a good day. And one day closer to Tulsa, buddy. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a good time.
It's going to be epic.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
You guys have fun.
You might make it, man. You don't know. We got a place for you to crash if you can
be
make
optimistic.
Got to get there, bro. You got to get there, and you're good to go.
Dude, my campaign ends on like the 6th or the 7th. I don't even have. I don't have enough.
Okay. Well, and hey, it happens in November also, and then also we've got SHOT Show, so you can also make it a long-term drive and just keep pushing forward, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Optimism.
Exactly. Optimism
Think like
Prime.
the sights on a Mosin. Think of the sights on a
Yes,
Mosin.
minute of man
Optimism.
accuracy. Minute of man accuracy. Yeah.
2,000 yards, man. 2,000
yeah,
meters.
yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Just arc it. Just lob it. Yeah. Squibby, anything you want to say before we go, bud?
I'd like to go to Tulsa, but that's just not going to happen this year.
I understand. But hey, you made it out to Nebraska. We had a good time. That was fun having you out here. You guys are always welcome to come back, so keep that in mind.
Oh, don't worry. I'm
anytime,
trying to figure out a way to get back over there.
Free room and board, dude. Free room and board. All right. Awesome. And John Z, man, anything you want to finish up with? Anything you want to leave us with?
I just want to say Vandalistico Vlog says he'll take a gun show vlog if anyone has one, as well as RL Sewer says. Check out Unloaded Media, guys, tonight, 9:30, 10 Eastern on YouTube.
Nice.
Don't forget to check out gunchannels.com.
Oh, yeah.
And as the Dalai Lama said, but if someone has a gun and is trying to kill you, it would be reasonable to shoot back with your own gun.
There you go.
Lama said that?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I'm surprised.
Got to protect your soul, buddy. Got to protect your soul. I'm telling you. It's the most important thing. All right. Ellis, anything you want to say before we go, man?
Let's see. Going to the gun shop today to pick up the 357.
Ooh, GP100.
Congrats.
GP100 or
GP100.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. Awesome.
I envy you. That is awesome. That's a great
That's
pistol.
a good rifle. That's
It's a good rifle.
It's a good rifle.
Rifle.
Oh, cool, man. Cool. Well, you enjoy that. You going to go to the range today, too? Is that the plan or what?
I'm going to work after I pick it up. So.
Well, yeah, you got to go make some money for some ammo.
Actually, I've already ordered the ammo. I've got holsters for it. Bought some quick loads for it. So I'm set.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome.
I'll probably pick up a box of 38s today when I pick up the gun.
Sweet. All right. Hey,
but I'll be going live tonight after G-Webs goes off the air. So I'll show it off a little bit.
Cool. All right. Look forward to seeing it, man. Sounds good. Guys, yeah, again, get over to gunchannels.com, sign up for an account. It is a little difficult to navigate now if you're not familiar with it. It's been simplified tremendously, so you'll become more familiar with it as time goes on, but give it a try. It's very, very cool. Check out all these guys. A lot of these guys have shows. You can find them over on gunchannels.com. Do check out the early watch, which is probably starting up about now. So Jimmy and Tony, I apologize if we're stealing your thunder. You guys get over there and go watch that when you get done. Otherwise, real quick on the Gun Channel side, joining in, we got Paper Plane Crash, Mid-Ohio Gunner, Jim's over there, Nodak 357, Patrick. Is that it on that side? Yeah, Dano was over there. Dano was hanging out with us today too. Yeah, Sandhill Shooter was there near Tony. Now over on the YouTube side, we got our usual, in the words of Matt over Never Enough Ammo, our usual suspects. RL Sewers with us, Samson 1, Gizzard Gary, Grim 90, Vandals joining us from Australia. Let's see who else is over there. Jorge Cortez is with us. Trigger Tickler was with us. Jim was there, and Jim was here. Calaveras was out there too. Good to see you joining us. Chris Gibson also. There's some questions that are popping up, guys. We do have to call it, but we'll try to answer these next time if we can. Maybe you guys can join in and help a person out. Chris Gibson has a question before we go. Can you put an 80% lower together without a press, just regular drills and hand tools? Hopefully you guys can get him an answer on that before we go. And can you do an 80% lower without a press and only using hand tools? Like, can you do it with a Dremel or a regular drill? Is it possible?
Yeah, but it won't look very well, and it won't be very accurate. And it's very time consuming. So,
and if you're off a little bit, your trigger pack pins are just not going to go. Go to Harbor Freight and get yourself a drill press for like maybe $100. Get yourself into an entry level one, and then you can use it more often if you need to, or do more 80% lowers. And so, yeah.
Hey, Travis.
Yo.
Can I just throw one more thing in?
Please,
if anybody has a question,
anyone
has a question, or if you're new to these content creators, feel free to go to gunchannels.com and post your questions in the question section.
Okay.
And there will be plenty of people willing to help you out and figure things out.
Good people, man. You can go over there. You're going to be safe over there. You don't have to worry about somebody berating you or trolling on you. We have fun. We joke with each other, but that is the best place to go for advice. Go over to gunchannels.com, get in the live chat, post your question over there. and you're good to go. So keep that in mind. So yeah, Midnight Range has been listening. He's busy working today. You guys always putting in the hard hours. So thank you for doing that, MRTM. Make sure you check out his show on Sunday nights, The Closer. Okay, watch for that also. Subscribe to Midnight Range TM, and I think you guys will be happy. So very cool, very cool. All right, guys. So this was Caliber Corner number 34, our recommendations for defending the home. I want everybody to have a great weekend. Get over to Gun Channels, check out the early watch and everything else going on. A lot of content. Keep you entertained this weekend. It's good to play these podcasts in the background while you're working out in the garage, or if you're doing anything around the house, or just kind of just chilling. It's always a good thing to do. So watch out for your rights, guys. Stay vigilant. Make sure that you're watching legislation out there that's going to be anti-2A. Write your congressman, call your congressman, email your congressman or congresspeople, and let them know how things need to be done. So that's it. All right, guys. Y'all take care. Have a great weekend. And as always, we will talk to you soon. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.